This is Josiah Plays Dungeons and Dragons. This is the Sands of Slavery, heavy roleplay, 4th edition Dungeons and Dragons Calimshan campaign. I am here with my players, Val playing Ashani.
Hello.
That's Val. And Stoyla's here, and she's going to be switching to a new character this time. She's going to be playing Kyria. And I think she attempted to say hi, but it didn't work.
Yeah, hi. Is that better?
Oh, yeah, that's better. Kava is here, but he's having technical difficulties at the moment. He needs a quick AFK, so he's not going to say hi right now. And Baba is here playing Ramaka.
Hi!
So, we are, we're ready to go here. Brian will also be here, the player of Zax, but he's going to be a little bit late to this session due to work entanglements. Work demons, as Nox would say. Alright. Oh. Kava's maybe not doing great today. Hold on a second.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, hi guys. Sorry I'm late.
Hi, Kava. Welcome. Hopefully everything's okay with you today.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, so if you guys take a look, I've updated the story so far handout. I can click the show to players button, and so it has everything up to date to where we are now. And I've updated the notable contacts handout with some of the other characters that you've met. And of course, you guys still have a player notes handout there that you guys can alter yourself and add whatever notes you want to on.
Oh, I love this. The orc has a name now, so we'll be seeing him again.
He has a name.
He's very important. And the rat, she's there. I'm so happy she's there.
Oh, she had to be there.
She's not going to be that important for much longer.
Oh, yeah, I guess. That's a shame.
One of us will pick up some rituals.
I would say that Ramaka could talk to the rat because Ramaka's a primal magic person.
Yay!
So was Jeffress the guy that Ramaka and Zax were talking to?
Yeah. The guy that Zax knocked out with the bag
Great.
of gold.
I just didn't write
That's
down
the-
his name.
That's the best way to knock someone out, though.
It is. Alright, see you later, Saito. Have a good one. Hopefully you can come back sometime. I didn't add to the list the child that Ramaka assaulted. That was a pretty good part. I'd forgotten about it, but then I just rewatched last week's. Okay, so is everybody ready to play some Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah.
No, I think we should wait for 45 minutes while I paint my nails.
That's
Yes,
a good suggestion. Yep.
it's important.
No problem.
I'm excited.
I'll keep that whole 45 minutes will be recorded on YouTube too, so that people can just experience in real
Start
time.
with my left index finger, and then
You're gonna
But like
narrate it the entire
Asmar, just
time?
paint the microphones so we get directional painting noises.
no, to be honest, really. Wow. No, my microphone is not that good, and I'm pretty sure I could paint my nails while role-playing with no problem.
It's not something I thought I was gonna hear. Directional painting noises. 45 minutes for scarf selection, says Nox.
Oh. Well, I do have to replace one of my scarves after the
You do.
fire
It
incident.
got wrecked.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
Alright, so we're gonna start off with the group that has not yet gone. Howling Sky went off on her own, and nobody knows where she is. Zaxxon and Ramaka went down to the south side of town where the slums are, the slummiest of the slums, and they got some good information. However, meanwhile, Valinar and Ashani and Kyria have their own thing that they're going to do. So, go.
Can you briefly describe the layout again, or just do a quick hand-drawn map or something of Mintar?
I don't
Or,
think
like-
I'm going to do a
like-
hand-drawn map, but
I mean, basically, we're walking from where we are to the temple district. So maybe you could give us an overview of like what we might have to pass through, or like how long it would take, or something.
yeah.
No, but also
basically-
just to remind us where everything is in relation to everything else, which might be relevant based on where we kind of circumnavigate Zax to be while we're heading towards the temple district, if that makes sense.
It does. Okay, so real basic. The city's a circle. It's made up of 3 rings, or a circle and 2 rings outside of that circle. Inner smaller circle is the temple district. Outside of that is a ring around it, which is the trade district. Outside of that is a ring around that, which is the residential district. The north half of that circle is the wealthier side, the wealthier trade district and the wealthier residential. The further you come to the north point of the compass, the wealthier it is. It's the opposite on the south side. That's where the poorer areas are, and the farthest south area is the poorest. And that's where Zax went.
Great. And I bet, based on our experiences with the inn, that we're in the most expensive and exclusive area.
Oh yeah, premium. Now, you guys are in the trade district, which, there is one part of it that's sort of weird, which is there's a central thoroughfare that goes from the single gate to the city. The gate is on the west side of the circle. There's a single gate, and there's a main thoroughfare that goes straight through and bisects the entire city. And you're just off of that thoroughfare. And that thoroughfare has a little strip of trade district that goes along it the whole way, from the gate all the way to the temple district. So basically, all you have to do to get to the temple district is just keep walking down that main street.
Okay. Great.
So, do any of you need to say anything to each other at this point, or are you just walking, or what?
Well, as we get started, I think I want to take a minute to check in with Kyria, because I know
Okay.
she was really nervous about leaving Zax behind, and I think it's the first time in the campaign that she hasn't been within, yelling distance of Zax.
It is the first time. So how is Kyria feeling right now, Suela?
Now I gotta get into Kyria's head. She's definitely she's trying to play off that she's really nervous about everything, but she's a little nervous about everything going on right now.
Okay. What does Ashani do?
I mean, I think in general she's gonna try to be, considerate and comforting.
Welcome back, Kava.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I'm not sure that there's anything else specifically I can say to, help calm her down, but it's something I'm gonna be aware of in case, in case she gets more nervous.
So are you walking alongside her?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay pretty close to her.
Okay.
I definitely feel like Zax kind of put me in charge of her care. And I don't think he necessarily meant that in a martial way, but...
Right. But kind of, also.
Sure, but I'm hardly the first choice for martial protection.
Yeah, that would obviously be Valinar.
Yeah. And I am definitely gonna let Valinar lead us through the city.
Alright. Valinar, you've never been to this particular city, but you are in Calimshan, and you're familiar with how navigating through the streets of these kind of cities is. You know, it's not too difficult for you.
So, based on the direction we had, so we had to avoid the Bay Knights at all costs. Now, based on what we know, all the sources of information in the city are located in the Temple District, right?
Well,
I mean,
I don't know what
public
you mean by
sources of
sources.
information,
There really are no
libraries and that
public-
sort of thing.
there are no public sources of information. I think you were told that by somebody, weren't you? Or maybe it was just in the
Yeah.
book.
Like, there
Yes.
aren't any public libraries, for instance.
Yeah, so someone told us the libraries are all in the temples, right?
Yeah, they're all private to the Temple of Bane, or those that the Temple of Bane allows to use them.
And as far as we know, all the temples in the city dedicated to Bane.
Yes.
Okay.
Other religions are outlawed here. Well, that's not necessarily true. You're allowed to be a worshiper of another god that's, like, allied with Bane, but you're not allowed to establish a temple.
Yeah.
All right, gotcha.
But if you openly display symbology or openly perform worship of gods that Bane doesn't like, such as all of the good gods, then you're going to get in trouble for that here.
All right, cool.
So you can pretty much walk two abreast down the part of this street. I mean, it's pretty busy. There's people going back and forth both directions. There's animals, there's camels, there's the occasional wagon. This is a large, I mean, it's the main thoroughfare of the city, the main trade street. So it's wide, but it's also very crowded.
All right, so yeah, if it's two abreast, Valinar would probably be walking ahead with Ashani and Kyria two abreast behind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And just keeping alert for pickpockets and the like.
Yeah, I definitely, especially since we know someone was following us and people were paying a lot of attention before, I would definitely be paying attention to see, with my meager skills, if anyone was trying to follow us or...
Okay. Everybody make perception check.
I currently don't have access to curious stuff on Roll20.
Oh, hold on. Let me fix that.
Oh, I am super aware of everything. I know all.
There you go. You should have full access now. See what we got here. Oh, Valinar.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, and a
Wow.
4. A 4 and a 1. Amazing.
Okay, Carrie, it's all about you.
Oh, Saito has dropped a massive bomb of his blessing upon you.
Okay,
So that's
I just
incredible.
I just want to point out that I put my purse in an extremely discreet place inside my clothes
Okay.
because I did not trust myself with pickpockets in the city.
And I just want to point out that I had taken 50 gold from the party stash in case we should need it.
All right. Based on your assessment of the city from your reading and your experience as a Kalashite, Valinar, you don't think you probably have to worry too much about pickpockets along this major thoroughfare. This is like the major trade road. There's a lot of guards watching over things here and a lot of people watching. I mean, if you got into the slummier parts of town, then pickpockets would definitely be a problem, but you think there's probably very low risk of pickpockets on this street.
based on the cleanliness of the city, I'm not sure you could convince Ashani to step into an alley.
Yeah. Pixie, the rolls were for perception to see if they noticed anything, and none of them noticed anything.
Is this the most dirty Ashani has been, or a place that's dirty that Ashani's ever been?
Yes, probably.
Probably. That's also it's a pretty big city full of a lot of nasty, angry thoughts.
It is, and you have shielded the party from that with your... Although I would say it really only applies to those who are near you. Once the others got far away from you, they were no longer benefiting from that.
That makes sense.
Because you're kind of like constantly radiating out this like palpable shield of peace over the minds of your allies to keep them from being sort of brought down by the inherent psychic misery of this city.
Yeah.
Now that you're away from the gates, there's not very many beggars. I mean, there are a few, but they're not like tons of them clamoring or anything. And mostly it's just people conducting business. There are some like shops that are built into actual buildings along the street, and there's a lot of just little stalls and little tents and so forth that people have set up to trade various things. So you make your way down this thoroughfare, and finally you come to...
As we're walking through the thoroughfare, I would like to try and so the traders, you said there are some in shops, there are some in the streets, so I'd like to find someone who not go out of my way, but just as we're going, find someone who's a little bit older, who seems like perhaps a native of the city, who maybe they're approachable, or just get some kind of vibe. Some kind of approachable vibe from them.
Like a merchant?
Yeah, like a merchant.
All right, yeah, you see someone selling fruit that fits your profile. A man.
Someone a bit more. Okay, yeah. So as we're walking through, I notice this guy and walk up to him. Greetings.
Greetings. How can I help you?
What is on offer today?
As you see, I have these fine fruits of different kinds. Not really sure what kind of fruits they would have in Calimshan.
Mm-hmm. You didn't do your DM research.
My prime selection is these pomegranates. These are probably the finest pomegranates that you have ever had in your life. I invite you. Try one. You may try one for free. That is how confident I am that you will choose to buy more afterwards.
Thank you. That is very kind. And grabbing one, I sort of tear it in half, pass half to Ashani, and take a bite out, and then pass like a quarter or whatever's unbitten to Kyria.
Okay, so you take a bite. It's really good, actually. He's not lying. These are great pomegranates.
Yeah, I'm gonna try some because I don't think we've eaten in a while.
I'm just imagining him taking
That's
a giant bite out of a pomegranate and crunching into that exterior. Like, ah!
Oh yeah,
this is delicious.
Durian. I'm glad you like it.
I will. How much for 6, my good friend?
12 copper. Again, you don't have to worry about that expense. You can just.
Brilliant. So
Ashani says, "These are lovely. We should definitely take some for later."
6 more, if you please, my good friend. And I pay him for 24 instead of 12.
Oh.
Oh, 24 of them. Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
you're
no,
actually
so-
going to pay him
so-
like a couple of silver. All right.
So, I buy 12, but I pay him double. Yeah.
He looks at the coins and he says, and he frowns, and he says, "I'm afraid your counting is off, sir. This is far too much coin."
No, please. The quality was well worth it.
Infinite pomegranates.
These pomegranates are worth at least 4 times the price, so you are still giving me a fantastic bargain.
Well, I thank you for your generosity. I hope that you enjoy them and come back and buy more. Tell your friends.
Thank you. Before we go, I had a quick question for you.
Of course, how can I help you?
My friends and I, mercenaries, we are new here. Looking for work has been, let's say, unfruitful. But
I see what you did there. Very clever.
perhaps you might know of a place or a person where we might acquire mercenary work.
There is a registry office, just outside the walls to the temple district. It will be easy to see. It has a large sign and many guards out in front. You'll probably see other mercenaries lined up to go in there. Can't miss it.
Thank you. And just one more thing. I am fascinated by the history of the city. Where could I find more information? The city, its religions, its culture, the grand artifacts that make it what it is.
He kind of ponders this for a moment, then just barks a short laugh. Ha! I don't know that Mintard really has much of those things, my friend. It's not a very culturally rich city. This city is about trade, and it is about the worship of Bane, and not much else. But...
Wait.
Yes?
No, I let him continue. He was saying, but.
But there may be the occasional interesting story or two. There are a few people around that are known as storytellers. He looks at the two of you and his eyes narrow slightly. Although, often they do not care to be disturbed by strangers. I am not sure I would be doing them a service by giving you their name.
We would be very, very open to making it worth their while.
Well, he looks a little offended. It's not a matter of money. You've already been most generous with me. I'm just not sure I know that much about what your intentions are here. You're fine customers. That is no doubt, but what are you really doing here? People do not come to Mintard without a purpose.
We are mercenaries. Our company is not quite yet established, as you might say, and we were advised that Mintard would be a place where we might get a footing. But also, I personally, I am an arcane scholar. I have been for many years. Knowledge and stories are their own reward. And I would never take a story without accepting one, offering one in return.
Alright, does anybody else say anything?
In I am very new to this region and also a bit of a historian myself. I feel like we might just be able to fit in better here if we knew more about the history and that's
Okay.
what I'm gonna say.
Oh, Stoila's mic died. I was wondering, we haven't heard from Stoila in so long. She's been silent as the grave. Mic problems. Okay. Good luck fixing that, Stoila. I don't know if you can still hear me or not. But, okay. Go ahead and make a diplomacy check. Both of you. Just both of you roll diplomacy.
Okay.
But you can both take a plus... Oh, jeez. Alright,
Oh.
Valinar does not help you. In fact, he hinders you a little bit as he doesn't seem entirely convincing with his words. But Ashani's...
Give me just a second.
Okay.
You know what? Each encounter I can roll this twice.
Yeah.
And pick which one I like. Yeah.
Oh, that's much better. Okay. So you get a bonus for the generosity earlier. You get a small penalty from Valinar's kind of bungled attempt. But it doesn't matter. Your diplomacy is way good enough. So he just nods, like he's taking your words to heart deeply. And he says, "You do seem like good people. Yes, I think I can help you out. You won't have much luck getting into any of the official houses of learning they have here, the libraries, the sages, because all of them are beholden to the Church of Bane. And they don't offer their services to strangers, but I know of a man. I have listened to a story or two from his lips before. He seems very knowledgeable. He has a reputation as knowing everything about Mintar. Some even call him the Leather Sage. They call him that because he runs a leather shop. His name is Jep, though they typically call him Old Jep. And I think he likes being called that. He's proud of his advanced years. I can draw you a simple little map here of how to find his shop if you wish.
Of course, that would be wonderful. Out of character, is this the same contact?
It is the same contact.
Okay. Okay.
So he does draw you such a small map. It's very simple. He's in the part of the trade district that's kind of toward the poorer part of town. Not the poorest part, but poorer than this. Don't let the humble exterior of his facility dissuade you. He looks like a poor and simple man, but he is rich in knowledge.
My friend, how far is Jeb from here?
Well, it'll probably take you about an hour to walk there, maybe an hour and a half.
Thank you, you've been most helpful. And I just give him a couple more silver.
Blessings and light to you.
I cannot take any more of your money. Please, please, keep it. Unless you're buying more fruit. I do not sell information. I just sell fruit.
Does he have different kinds of fruit?
Yeah, he has other fruits. He has mangoes and dates and durian.
Okay, I'm not gonna purchase durian.
But what's durian?
It's a really stinky fruit.
But yes, I will get like some dates and mangoes.
Okay.
Our inn does not have food, and I would not eat it if it did.
Oh, where are you staying?
Oh, I'm not saying that out loud, but
Oh, are you not saying that to him? Okay, that's fine.
sorry.
Good luck with the mic, Stoila. Good luck. I've heard her Kyria accent. It's actually good. Sounds perfectly fine. It's not shit.
I think I'm ready to bow and move on.
Okay.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Good luck. So, what do you guys do?
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Yay, Brian's here.
So we'd agreed to meet Zax and Ramaka at dusk at the inn, right?
And it's getting very near dusk.
Okay.
Well, that's convenient.
Yes, it is convenient.
Do you think we should just ask around a little more, or do you think this is a strong enough lead that we should just go back?
Make an insight check. Both of you. He seemed to be perfectly sincere to you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, does Kyria get to roll as well?
Yeah, Kyria can also roll. What's up, Brian? Is your mic working today?
Yep, I
All right,
believe
good.
so anyway.
Welcome.
So
Glad you're here.
the summary is that we went to the temple district, the three of us, and basically got the same information that Ramaka and Zax did. We also got a clue towards the leather sage, the same librarian you were referred to.
All right, sounds good.
So, at this point, are you all just meeting back up at the Broken Scimitar, or are you doing anything else?
What else is there in the area?
Just about any kind of shop you could think of. If you're looking for something specific.
Maybe, but to be honest, I don't want to waste time in the city. I want to be done.
Yeah, I mean, you know that you are being watched. Everyone's being watched by the constant heavy presence. I mean, this place is ruled tyrannically with an iron fist. There are an excessive number of guards in this city.
And spies.
Yeah, and spies, that's right. So, you know that basically the longer you screw around in this city, the more likely you are to draw suspicion, you know?
Yeah. I think we should just go back and meet with our friends and explore this together.
Scarf shops. In Mintar, you
Agreed.
can get evil scarves.
Assassin scarves. Torture scarves. Scarves for all occasions.
You're also eating? That's fine, Brian. Torture scarves look like.
I actually need to go and get a snack too soon, too. But
Go ahead. We can take a quick break right now.
yeah, it sounds like everybody needs just a couple minutes. I'll be right back.
No problem. How's that microphone situation coming, Soila?
Got it fixed.
Oh, yay.
I just finished plugging everything in, and it was like break time.
It actually sounds really good. It sounds a lot better than the other mic.
Ah. It's the same one that I was using the other time.
Mm.
The built-in corded earbud one.
Really? Sounds good. You and your constant mic drama.
Apparently my $60 headphone mic sounds way better than all of the like $200-esque mics that I have.
Doesn't surprise me. So, was Zax and Ramaka doing anything else before going directly back to the inn?
I think that they planned on just going straight to the inn and waiting.
Yeah, I know we had talked about drinking fun times, but
Party!
in all
party.
honesty, we'd probably head back.
Okay.
We can probably, like, I don't know, play cards or something at the inn. Just chill out.
I mean, your streetwise knowledge, Zax, tells you that this isn't really a city you want to mess around in as much as possible. Like, it seems like it'll be much safer to just wait and go out celebratory drinking once you get back to Almriven.
Yeah, and Zax is mostly interested in getting back and getting to be with Kyria again as soon as possible, so...
Yeah. By the way, are you aware of what has happened with Stoila? Stoila is now playing Kyria.
Is she officially switching to Kyria?
She's officially playing Kyria now, yeah, so...
Wait, for
hey,
good or
cool.
just for good or just for today?
For good.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Guys!
Maybe
So-
we should like take a little a moment out of character to explain why. If people missed it.
Alright, explain why, Stoila.
Oh. Goodness, you're putting me on the spot now. Okay. I guess the main reason behind it was just that Sky was actually my third choice of character. I originally really wanted Kyria and assumed that Kyria would be super, super popular. So applying to play her, playing Sky, and I've been thoroughly enjoying playing Sky, but she's really not verbal. And it's been a slight challenge for me just having to sit there and be like, well, I want to say all these things, but Sky wouldn't say all these things, so I'll just sit here and be quiet.
So there you go. She wanted to play Kyria from the beginning. Didn't know that she could. Now, I saw no reason why she shouldn't be able to switch if she wanted to. So, that's that.
That's kind of funny, because if I remember when we had our one-on-one talk about me playing Zax, Josiah, I think I recall you mentioning that there had been very few people interested in Kyria compared to others.
Nobody. There was nobody.
Yeah, it was just a clear miscommunication or
I was trying
misunderstanding
to-
of.
Yeah, I was trying to talk people into playing Kyria.
Well, now we have.
Yay!
Now we have. Nox says they wanted to beat up some more child pickpockets. Okay.
Oh my gosh,
so-
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, it was amazing. She was like, thank you for healing my nose that you broke. Alright, so all of you get back to the... I'm trying to think of who would get back first.
They were closer.
Who? Well, I mean, actually, I think your group would get back first. Valinar and
okay.
Ashani, because Zax and Ramaka were actually all the way on the south side of town, so they would take longer to get back. So Valinar, Ashani, and Kyria arrive back at the broken scimitar, and you see the sign, the big sign out in front, hanging there as one of the chains that's holding the sign up is broken. But then another little sign is attached to the bottom of that sign that says premium rooms available.
Excellent. Is there perhaps an establishment of food or drink nearby where we might have a view of our friends coming back?
Yeah, there's a bar on the corner right where you turn off to go to the inn, right on the main thoroughfare.
I'll suggest that we stop there and get a A drink and maybe a little food.
All right. I mean, it's got some like tables outside on a porch type thing.
Yeah, that's perfect. Does this place seem clean?
Yeah, well, relatively clean. I mean, the city's pretty filthy as a general rule, but it's much nicer than your inn, yeah.
Very well.
It looks like a perfectly respectable place that just does business for wandering merchants that are coming through.
Okay. What does everyone else think of that idea?
I am all for it.
Yep, do it.
Kiria? Lady Kiria?
That sounds like a good idea. I agree.
Can we maybe order like a plate of appetizers? You know, something light that we can just snack on together?
Sure. You can get some, like, spiced potatoes. Or you can get, like, a tzatziki plate.
Mm-hmm.
With, like, pita bread and some vegetables and stuff.
Before we leave, I just pop my head in to see if I can see Howling Sky.
Pop your head in the inn?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you don't see her.
Okay.
I chuckled to myself a little. I really can't imagine her going back there.
She will show up sooner or later.
So, nothing of particular note happens while you guys are there, unless you want to talk to each other a little bit. You can. But otherwise, you wait without incident. And then Zax and Ramaka come, and you can see them.
As soon as Ramaka is in range, I'm going to whisper to her, "Sister, how are you?"
We're doing just fine. I may have had an incident, but we've taken care of it.
An incident?
I slapped a pickpocket.
Understandable.
No, it was a child. Ramaga's just kind of like sending forth tons of embarrassed emotions. Like, oh no.
I send back I'm sure you made it right.
Ramaka just kind of like silently nods to her.
Yeah. Valinar also senses Zax approaching because he's got the tracking ritual thing on him still.
Deeds of darkness have consequences that can't be helped.
They draw near.
As as soon as Zax comes into view, Kiria's just gonna run right up to him and be like, "Zax, Sir Zax, you're okay, are you not? Everything went
Yes.
well?"
Indeed. We found some very interesting information.
It is very good.
And you are all right?
We also came upon some information.
Good.
Shall we sit and eat and...
Of course. We should share what we've found.
Quite right. they all go and sit down together.
All right, so the sun is going down at this point, starting to get a little bit on the dark side. Lights are being lit. So now you're all sitting there.
As Zax approaches, I'm gonna catch his eye and give him a solemn nod.
Zax nods back.
So we may have a promising lead.
As do we.
A merchant told us of a storyteller, a leather worker called Jeb.
It was actually Jep with a P.
Jeb.
Interesting. I believe we heard of a similar, the same man from someone on the streets.
That is most unusual.
Perhaps this Jep, or librarian, as we were told. Perhaps he is truly an important man to speak with.
I have a good feeling about this. We should take a few minutes to refresh ourselves with food, but I believe we should try to speak with him this evening.
Did either of you see Howling Sky?
No. I assumed she would find you.
Yeah, so Valnar's starting to get a little concerned.
Yeah. She's been separated now from you guys for a few hours.
Perhaps she's at the nearest meat market.
Without a doubt, she would have been there at some point.
As you're sitting there, you know, eating, picking at your food a little bit, Ramaka, having a few morsels, you feel something on your boot.
Another child to slap.
Another child to slap. That's like
No.
Ramaka's motto.
No, she's gonna look down and see what's under there.
You see a large rat sitting on your boot, and it's looking up at you, twitching its little whiskers, its little nose, and it's looking up at you with large, expectant eyes.
Oh, hello. She just speaks to it, like, in common for now, because she doesn't know if it actually wants to communicate with her.
Yeah.
Ramaka takes a bit of food and holds it out to the rat.
It starts eating it gratefully and squeaking at you. Make a nature check.
Okay.
This is, you're going to try to use your primal power to understand it.
Where did I put my token? Oh, nature's not up there. I always forget to open up my character sheet so that I can roll.
These things happen.
Does Ashani not react to a rat being fed from the table?
I don't think anybody else really sees it unless they're...
Ramaka's just feeding something
Yeah.
under the table.
Yeah, I mean, once she's doing that, if you're paying attention to Ramaka, you could see that she's taking food and holding it down to something under the table. So then if you wanted to look
I
down
can
there, you could...
probably sense that there's no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ramaka's mostly, like, amused at this point. So
Yeah,
she
I mean...
wouldn't be an alarm.
when the two of you are this close, if Ramaka felt a sudden like spike of alarm or pain or something, you would know it. But that's a good roll. So you find that you can understand its little squeaking. They sort of resolve themselves into words. Thank you for the cheese.
Oh, what's your name?
It's me, Giona.
Is there something you needed, Giona?
I just needed some of your food.
Oh, that's all?
Yes, that's all. Thank you for being so kind.
Sorry, just a second.
Pixie says, please take Giona with us.
Sorry about that.
It's cool.
So what are you doing here, Giona? Just looking for food?
Well, there was a nice lady that gave me some cheese before. Showed her the way to where they sell the chickens. But now I can't find her, so I thought you might give me some food instead. I got this sense of a smell from you that you're not the bad one.
Was this nice lady named Howling Sky?
I don't know what her name was.
Did she have a wolf?
Yes, she had a wolf.
Okay.
And the wolf did not eat me.
It's a good wolf. Ramaka goes to pick her up very carefully. Like, she holds her hand out for her to crawl on and holds more food out for her.
Yeah, she jumps into your hand.
So Ramaka sits up and just like, not even like it's a big deal, says that, Genoa says that she's seen Howling Sky.
Who?
Giona, the rat.
Oh, they can't understand me? Not
No,
smart
they
ones,
can't.
eh?
Valna perks up.
She says she led her to where there were chickens.
When did you last see her?
When did you last see her, Giona?
I don't know. It was a while ago.
Where was the sun?
It was, well, it was up in the sky more than it is now.
Okay. Can you show us where you took her if we give you more food?
Of course, I would love to do that.
Ramaka gives her a decent amount of food.
Oh, thank you very much.
She's going to lead us to the market where she last saw Howling Sky.
You see the rat reach back and sort of scratch at its side. And as it does so, some of its fur, like, pulls away.
Oh, jeez.
It's kind of grotesque looking. And it pulls away, and it reaches underneath this, like, flap of its own skin and fur, and pulls out what, to your incredible surprise, looks like a little bag.
Oh my goodness.
And it begins shoving. Could you just put it in the bag?
Okay. And Ramaka's a little grossed out, but she goes ahead and puts the, food in the bag.
So she,
And
like,
she puts a little
shoves it.
extra.
Thank you very much. She, like, shoves. Everybody else could be watching this if you want to be, since you're holding her. So she shoves this bag, and somehow, even though it's way too big, like it's way bigger than her body, she just keeps shoving it, and somehow it goes inside of her, and then she, like, folds the flap of skin and fur back over and sort of rubs it, and it looks like whatever opening was there closes itself. Thank you very much. This will be good for later.
A most unusual rat.
She seems
Wait.
nice.
She seems nice.
Maria's going to very slowly lean over to Zax and go, "We are really listening to a rat right now. Is this actually happening?"
I've heard of strange things, and if she hadn't said the chickens, I might not believe it.
I'm just making sure I'm not having one of my moments.
No, this is happening.
If you want to go to see this place, best go quickly. They're about to stop. Or the people that sell the things, the chickens and so forth, they close up. About to say this is a timer.
Alright, lead the way. And Ramaka tells the group, we need to hurry. They're going to close the stalls soon.
Very well. Time is of the essence.
Now you're
Yes,
all
sorry.
rushing off at the behest of a rat.
Zax is taking up the rear and kind of grumbling to himself as he does so, but yeah.
Okay. So the rat leads you back down the street a little ways. I mean, you would have passed this already. The group that went toward the temple district. You've already would have passed and seen this place where they were selling a bunch of chickens and stuff. So...
Do we see her?
You don't see her, no.
The vendors are still serving though, right?
Yeah, they're kind of like packing up their stuff. But
I just
it looks
approached
like
the
they're
nearest
still
one.
doing...
Just approached the nearest one. I'm looking for a girl with a wolf.
Ah, girl with a wolf, huh?
She was here.
Yes, I know. I sold her some chickens. I remember her.
Brian.
Ain't we all? Nah,
Do you,
did you
see
come
where
by
she
to buy
went?
more chickens? I could sell a few more before I close up.
I'm
I'm looking for my friend.
Well, she went off that way, and she kind of gathered a crowd around her. She was eating a lot of chickens, and... What exactly did Howling Sky do at the end there? She was like...
She went into an alley and was making peasants dance in exchange for raw chicken.
That's right. That's what I knew there was dancing involved. I couldn't remember if she was dancing or if... She kind of riled up the beggars and stuff over there, that alley. But, that's all I saw of her. You sure I can't interest you in a couple of late-night chickens?
Friend, when did she leave?
Ah, it was quite a long time ago. I don't know. At least an hour or two. I don't remember exactly.
And what did he point to when he said she went that way?
There's kind of another alley off of the main thoroughfare.
Yeah, I just go straight towards that alleyway.
Okay. What's everybody else doing?
Go into the alley.
Head towards the alleyway.
Yeah, Zax is still kind of taking up like the rear of the group to keep an eye on their surroundings.
Alright, so as you approach the area, you see a kid sitting there, a dirty little boy with his back against the wall. He's holding out a tin cup in your direction.
I toss him a pomegranate and squat down next to him.
Did
I'm
you
looking
just say
for-
I toss him upon the ground?
Pomegranate.
Look, I'm not Ramaka, okay?
I was gonna say, is this a Ramaka interrogation here?
I toss him a pomegranate and
Oh.
squat in front of him. Have you seen my friend, the girl with the wolf?
He tries to catch the pomegranate, but he fails because he's got one hand on this little cup, and it falls and it kind of rolls in the filth, and he picks it up, and he just starts rubbing it on his also really filthy shirt.
I give him another one.
Thanks, mister. What did you ask me? Have I seen what?
The girl with the wolf.
Yeah, I saw the girl with the wolf. She gave me some food earlier.
Did you see where she went?
Yeah, actually, she went up that way. And, he
And
points.
I just go straight towards whatever he's pointing at.
You hear him still talking as you walk away. You hear him saying something about, she was going after this lady.
I kind of backpedal. What lady?
There was a really fancy lady. She was in a really fancy dress, and she was walking along, and she had jewelry and everything. She looked really rich. And as soon as Howling Sky saw... Well, he doesn't say Howling Sky. He doesn't know Howling Sky's name. As soon as the wolf lady saw her, she ran off after her. And she looked really mad.
The lady with the jewels. Had you seen her before?
No, never seen her. She looked like she didn't belong around here.
Okay, was she traveling alone?
She was alone, yeah.
Thank you. I toss him a few copper and I just walk straight in the direction that he was pointing at.
Thanks, you're a good guy. So he's like reveling in his hoard of pomegranate and money now. He just like gave him more stuff than he gets in like a week. So you keep heading up the alley. It starts to intersect with other alleys. You don't see any sign of Howling Sky or some woman.
Are there any beggars here on the alleyway? On the intersection?
Yeah. There's an old man.
I walk straight up to him.
Half orc.
Straight up to him, hold out a silver coin. I'm looking for a girl with a wolf following a woman in jewels.
He looks pretty drunk. He looks at you with bleary eyes, his head kind of wobbling back and forth.
I put a hand on each shoulder, stare him right in the eyes. A girl and a wolf. Have you seen them?
A wolf thing pissed on me.
Okay, is there anyone else here?
So at this point, a figure approaches from behind you, from the other alley that heads off sort of towards the direction of the broken scimitar. And he says, "Excuse me." And as you turn to look at this newcomer, you realize you've seen him before. He is the orc that you met earlier in the bar, or that Ashani met specifically.
Time to ask for Ashani's hand in marriage.
Good to see you again. He kind of bows towards Ashani very respectfully. A strangely formal bow for an orc. I trust you're well in the city.
Yes, we've had a pleasant time here.
I overheard you asking about the girl with the wolf, right?
Yes, we are seeking her.
My name is Korg, by the way.
I am Ashani.
Ashani, pleasure to meet you. Now, I believe I saw something
with this wolf girl. I saw that she was with you earlier, so I took an interest. Wanted to make sure she was okay.
That is very kind of you.
When you descended from the stairs upon my table like an angel coming down from heaven, you made quite an impact. An impact, literally. Anyway.
I suppose that is true.
Anyway, I just thought I could help you out. I saw the wolf girl come running at this finely dressed, elven, noble woman-looking type. You know, the kind with dress that costs more than all the money I've ever made in my life. You know, that kind.
Of course.
And your friend with the wolf, she had her spear out. She was snarling. She looked like she meant to run this woman through.
Did she seem in danger?
Did who seem in danger?
Our friend.
No, she seemed like she was the one that was going to be endangering the other woman.
Do you know where they went?
But then, just before she got to her, she suddenly just stopped, and there was a strange glowing in the fancy woman's eyes. A sinister glow. And suddenly your friend just stopped dead. Like she was a puppet whose strings had been cut. The woman
Continue,
whispered.
please.
The glowing-eyed fancy elf woman whispered a few things in her ear. I didn't hear what she said. And then she walked off, and your friend was just following tamely along behind her with no expression on her face.
Did her wolf go with?
Yeah, the wolf followed them.
Can you tell us where they went?
Yeah, so I kept an eye on them because I thought it looked suspicious, and I thought you might like to know, Ashani. And, I followed them. They went to the gates of the city. They left.
The west gate?
The only gate.
How long ago was this?
Hour and a half ago, maybe. Hour and 20 minutes. Hard to tell exactly. But I thought you'd want to know. Glad I could help you out.
Of course we do. It's very thoughtful.
You need any help with anything?
We may, but I think first we need to converse about how to handle this situation.
Okay, well, you know where I'm staying. I'm in room 108, if you need to ask me for anything.
Very well, thank you so much.
Goodbye, Ashani.
And he bows again.
And goodbye, Ashani's friends.
I will reach out and squeeze his hand.
Oh,
You will.
The chat is gonna be
In a
blowing up with
polite
happiness
and
right now.
non-romantic way.
Sure. That's how it starts.
Valinor just says, go and see Jep, I will find you. And he just rushes off towards the gate without another word.
Wait.
What?
He is a very handsome orc. I just thought I'd let you know. Anyway, yeah. So
Wait.
the orc leaves, and Valinor starts running. So what do the rest of you do?
Ramaka kind of calls after Valinor. We can't lose both of you.
Ramaka, go.
Oh.
Someone
I
must
hate
go
to
with
leave
him.
you again.
Someone must go with him.
Ramaka just like hesitantly runs as fast as she can on her little dwarf legs.
He really orchestrated that meeting, Nox? Really? Alright, so Ramaka's going after him. What's everybody else doing?
Does she still have Giona?
Oh, wait. And as Valinar's running, because he's an air genasi, not only is he sprinting, but every so often there's a bit of flying mid-leap, so he's going to be really hard to keep up with.
Oh, yeah. Plus, he's faster than Ramaka anyway, just in terms of base speed, so he's going to outdistance Ramaka.
Ramaka can speak with him, though, even at 100 feet.
Well, yeah, you can continue, like, shouting stuff after him.
Or telepathically.
Ramaka can't telepathically speak with anyone.
Oh,
it's only Ashani that can do that. It's just you.
Oh.
Okay, so what's everybody else doing? What is Brian doing? Or what is Zax doing? Oh, is he gone? Where did he go?
He died. Just poof.
He did. He just disappeared. Well, okay. What is Kyria doing? Oh, Brian's back.
Hey, speak of the devil.
Yeah, sorry, my computer just randomly turned off.
Oh, that's weird. Well, welcome back. What was the last thing you heard?
We had just been visited by the orc, and he was talking about overhearing that we were looking for the girl with the wolf.
Yeah, so basically what the orc told you guys was that the elven noblewoman and Howling Sky left the city together. That's the upshot. And so immediately Valinor started running off.
Is that Howling Sky seemed really aggressive towards her and then appeared to possibly be mind controlled.
Yeah. Oh, Stola can't hear me. That's why she didn't say anything when I said, "What are you doing?" Okay, so anyway, the point is, immediately Valinor took off, and he's running full speed. Ramaka started trying to chase him, so I was wondering what Zax is doing.
Zax is probably, he groans and then runs after them as well, trying to catch up with Valinor.
Okay. What's Kyria doing? Also running after them? She's also kind of slow because of her armor. You heard the hand thing and then everything cut out. The hand thing?
Yeah, what's the hand thing? Oh, you mean me. Yeah, she means me. She got she got the end of the conversation with the orc where I squeezed his hand.
Right.
Oh,
so
okay.
after that, Valinor ran off, and Ramaka and Zax are now trying to chase him.
Oh, if Zax is running, then Kyria's gonna be running after them too.
Okay, so Zax, are you running as fast as you can, or are you running at a speed that will let you stay with Kyria? Because she is a little slower than you.
At the moment, Zax is running as fast as he can because he's trying to catch up with Valinor.
Okay.
I will stay with Kyria.
Okay. So you're all following him, but at different rates of speed.
And it sounds like if Ramaka is gonna, behind, I forgot she's short, then the three of us will probably go together at a reasonable pace.
Zax just, outpaces her so fast.
Yeah. Runs faster.
She's got such little legs.
So, Valinor, you come running. I mean, are you, sprinting, or are you just kind of jogging?
No, he's totally just flat out sprinting.
Okay, so as you start sprinting down the main thoroughfare to get back to the gates, a lot of guards are noticing and taking, "Hey, what are you doing?" And so now some guards are starting to follow Valinor as well.
Oh no!
So there's this whole train of people following Valinor. And you get to the gates and you find that they are closed. and there are guards standing there, and they see you running, and they ready their weapons. They ready their halberds and point them at you, and they say, "Halt!"
I'm my wife. I need to find my wife. She came this way.
Well, city's closed for the night. You can't go out here. You'll have to look for her in the morning.
I look around to see if either of those guards from earlier are around.
No, you don't see either of those guards.
Okay. She has a pet, a wolf. Did you see her?
One thing at a time here, sir. Listen, let's see your tokens. Your tokens of admittance to the city, all of you. As the rest of you are kind of filtering in at this point. Or are you guys all hanging back? What are the rest of you doing? As you see him being confronted by guards.
I'm trying to be a little discreet.
Ramaka's taking a chance to get a breather. She is like wheezing.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as the guards came in, Zax like stepped off to the side to try and be a little more inconspicuous.
All right. So yeah, he wants to see your token.
Yeah, I show him my token.
He inspects it like with too much care, as though he thinks it could be like a counterfeit or something. Then he hands it back to you.
Thank you. Did you go through the gate? Did she leave?
Maybe. Let's see. Anybody see?
He sees. He talks to the other guards. He yells up to the guards on top of the walls in the towers.
Anybody see a? What is she? A human? Another genasi?
She's human, more or less.
Anybody see a human with a wolf come through here?
And one of the guards calls down. Yeah, I saw her. Yeah, there was a wolf girl. She went walking out. She was with another lady that looked real fancy. Real looker, that one. She looked like she was wearing about $1 million gold on her in jewelry. Surprised she didn't get robbed, but I guess maybe the other one was her bodyguard or something. But yeah, they had a wolf.
When did they go?
A couple hours ago.
Did you see which way they were going?
They went west. As much as I saw.
I look at the one who's right next to me. I have to leave the city.
Can't leave the city at night.
I have to leave the city.
You have to wait till morning.
At this point, quite a few guards have gathered around.
How high are the walls?
Oh god. Okay. This
high.
would be the point that Ashani steps forward. And says, "Please kindly tell us when the gates open in the morning."
As soon as sun rises.
Meanwhile, she is whispering to Valinar, "Trust me, we will find another way out that is more discreet."
He just looks over and says again, and he tries to keep his voice in an undertones. You do not understand. She is in grave danger.
I can sense your.
The beast that
disturbance.
slaughtered her tribe.
We
is the
will
elf
do
girl.
everything we can, but this is not the way.
Is she able to calm him down?
Make a diplomacy check, Val.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Yeah, you find, especially since you're still being soothed by her Bastion of Mental Clarity effect that she enacted earlier, you feel this sense of peace wash over you as she's speaking to you directly in your mind. And it's not just the effect of hearing soothing words, it's even more soothing because it's soothing thoughts directly in your own mind, almost as though you're thinking them. And you feel all of your worry and tension and stress kind of drain away. I mean, you haven't forgotten about the impending situation, but all of a sudden it doesn't seem so urgent. You sort of get a sense of optimism, like everything's going to be okay.
I imagine it would still maybe seem urgent, but there's the reassurance that other people will help you and will work together to find a solution.
Yeah, so she's transmitting all of that to you very convincingly in your mind.
Okay, so I start walking away from the guards and the gates. I just say, I will leave during the daytime. Thank you. And I just walk away and I say to Shani, I have to go after her.
Are you mentally speaking back to Ashani or speaking out loud?
Oh, can I mentally speak with her?
Yeah, because she's established a connection between the two of you.
Okay, yeah, so I mentally say...
I will even say, while I'm talking to you, you can think back at me and I will understand.
Yeah, so I think back, Shani, we cannot leave the mission, it is too important, but I must go after her.
I understand. We will help you find a way out of the city tonight. I'm sure there are other routes. I am not the expert in finding them, but I know one of us will be able to help you.
Thank you. And he just goes silent.
The guards are all looking. I mean, you guys are walking away, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're definitely like walking away from the guards.
All right,
and all
so they're all kind of standing there, just staring at you as you walk away, like suspiciously. What's everybody else doing? You see Valinar and Ashani walking together, and they don't appear to be saying anything to each other.
I mean, I'm waiting until they get somewhere where, like, the guards aren't just staring at us to approach and ask what's going on.
When we get to a reasonable distance and a reasonable level of privacy, I think we might talk in hushed tones.
So are you gonna kind of pull off into an alley off the main street and gather up, basically?
Actually, I realized, because I was doing some research, that telepathy is a lot more powerful than I originally realized.
Oh?
The way it's written, I can actually talk to multiple people.
It says you can communicate with a creature.
It's... Here, I mean, I can find the...
Word for word, you can communicate with any other creature that has a language and is within line of sight and within 5 squares of you. This allows for two-way communication.
There are further rulings on it. If you don't want to allow it, it's fine.
Well, you're probably talking about telepathy for monsters. They have their own rules for telepathy, but this telepathy specifically, of course, that's just by the rules. Again, you can do other stuff if you want to try to make a roll, just like you did with your Bastion of Mental Clarity thing earlier.
It is actually in the rules compendium on page 316. To the best of my knowledge.
I'm pretty sure that's I know exactly what you're talking about, and that's monster telepathy. A specific player ability follows the specific abilities for that player. But yeah.
Okay, well,
actually, this says the exact same thing. In the I've got the rules companion in my hand. Telepathy allows for two-way communication. You're gonna get a feat pretty soon, though, when you level up. That's gonna let you do it with everybody.
Okay, well, why don't I try to extend my powers and concentrate and try to give everyone at least some impressions of what we're talking about and what's going on.
Okay, you can do that. Make an Arcana check. Oh yeah. I'll give out some fate points.
How high are the walls, by the way?
30 feet.
On a map grid, when we have combats, what's the size of each square?
5 foot squares, so they're 6 squares high.
Okay, so I could fly over them because I can fly 8 squares.
You could fly over them, yes.
Were they guarded all around the perimeter as far as we could see, from the outside and the inside?
Yeah, as you looked when you approached the city, that's definitely what it looked like.
Like all the way around.
All the way around. The city is kind of a fortress. And it's ruled by a military government, so it's very well guarded, very well locked down. That doesn't mean it's impossible to get out, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just not going to be super easy. So anyway, what are you got a 13 on Arcana. That's not very good. So right now there's a lot going on and you're not really feeling that you're getting the focus you need to extend, but you could telepathically speak to each person in turn, you know what I mean?
If I get the sense that she's trying something, can I try and help her?
I would say with this, no.
Okay.
I will say, let me give everyone just like the super quick update. Like, Howling Sky is in trouble. Valinar is concerned. We need to brainstorm a way to get him out of the city tonight.
What does anybody say? A lot of brainstorming happening right now. Is everybody's mics working?
Yeah, I'm just thinking of what Zax would respond.
I'm just thinking of out of character implications because this could get really, really awkward.
It could.
So what you're saying is, you have something you need to do, alone. Yes?
Not necessarily alone, but she is in grave, grave danger. Yet we have been tasked with something vitally important also. I would not jeopardize the entire mission, but I know that I must go after her.
I shouldn't have let her go. I thought that she was just going to go get more chickens. I really thought she was coming back.
It was my fault. No one else's. I was complacent.
Curious, say anything? Zach, say anything?
I see 2 choices. You leave now, or we finish what we have to do as quickly as we can, so we can all leave.
Nox says you guys should bluff the guards into believing that it's really daytime. And if they say, but it's dark, you could say, no, that's a solar eclipse.
It's just really, really cloudy.
I mean, if it was just a couple guards, maybe, but I don't think we're gonna be able to do that with dozens.
We still have that rat with us.
Yeah, I would say that unless you wanted to have set her down, Baba, you could still be carrying Giona.
She's just accidentally abducted Giona.
She didn't think about it. She's just been holding her. She's like,
This is very exciting. What's happening here? Lots of running.
Ramaka, does your rat know another way out of the city?
I'll ask her. And she lifts Giona up to eye height, and she says, "Do you know any secret ways out of the city? Any way we can go that's not the gate?"
Nothing that you would fit through.
Could it be made so we could fit through?
Probably not. I don't know. I mean, I'm talking about little holes in things.
You still helped very much, thank you. And she turns to Valinor and says, "She says there's nothing that we could fit through, just little holes."
You know, I do know another man in the city who might be able to help you. He's been kind to me in the past.
She does know another man in the city that can help us.
Who is this man?
Can you take us to him?
Well, he's kinda hard to find. He wanders around a lot. But, I could go look for him, ask around with my friends.
If you can get us to him, I'll give you food for the next several days.
Oh, thank you. I'd love to have more food.
Yeah, Ramaka sets her down so that she can get to work.
Alright, so she goes running off. She says, she looks at you and says,
Where are we going to meet?
Why don't you just come back to us here?
Okay, could be a while.
We'll wait. And Ramaka relays this information to Valinor.
Okay, don't worry. Giona is on it.
She goes running off.
Yeah, so his kind of distress and agitation seems to have noticeably lessened, and he seems to be more himself again. Ramaka, I will wait here for your wolf, but we must speak with Jep before the night is out.
I should have told her to meet us there. That would have been smarter.
I will
we can
stay here.
retcon it if you want.
Okay, yeah, let's retcon that because that would have been... I was not thinking with the brains.
Actually, hold on.
We're not
gonna retcon it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna say that you think you might be able to, with the Shawnee's help, send a telepathic message to the rat before it gets too far away. But it's gonna require that both of you make you can make a nature check and she can make an arcana check.
Okay.
Ooh, good job this time. Oh, hey now.
Ah.
So the two of you literally put your heads together and you transmit, you kind of, your primal magic into her mind so that she can temporarily communicate in a way the rat will understand. And you and also you can kind of sense where the rat is with your nature awareness. And then Ashani is able to sort of use that information and synthesize it with her own power and send out a quick burst transmission. And what are you telling the rat exactly?
To meet us at the Tanner Old Jep's place.
As if the rat just happens to know where all these places are. But
she kind of tries to visualize it and express, that he's an old man, that he works in the tannery.
You can't send much. It's a very brief message, but you've sent that message, and you can just hope that the rat can find it.
That's why I was trying to come up with as much vague descriptions as possible.
Okay, that's done.
Just to be on the safe side, Valinor stays there.
You're splitting up again, huh? That's worked out well so far. So you are gonna... But what are you gonna do if the rat comes back? You can't talk to the rat.
No, but I know where Jebs is, so I could carry the rat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And she knows that he's a friend.
Can't risk losing the rat. Save the rat, save the world.
The rat connection. So what, the rest of you are going to try to go find old Jep's place now at night? So, at this point, it's gotten thoroughly dark. And as you head back onto the main thoroughfare, you're approached by guards again. One of them sees you and he starts walking over, and he kind of looks over and motions at another one with his hand, you know, like, come back me up. And he walks up to you, and he says,
"What's all this now? Listen, you might not have been told the rules, but there's a curfew in this city. Unless you have a special pass, you can't just be wandering the streets at night."
Are we literally the only people on the street?
yeah, at this point you are. Everybody else has gone indoors. Just you and guards now.
Then give us a pass.
I can't give out passes. I have to talk to the lieutenant, and the lieutenant has gone to bed. Or maybe not bed, but he's gone home. Where are you staying? You got somewhere to stay?
Because he kind of smiles with a sinister little smile.
Because if you ain't got nowhere to stay, we can give you a place to stay.
I will quickly add that we have rooms at name the inn, which I can't remember at the moment.
The
Broken Scimitar.
The Broken Scimitar.
He laughs.
I will
place.
laugh with him and say you can see why we're not so eager to go back.
No wonder you're out on the street. Yeah, but you need to go back there. I'm not kidding.
We understand, of course.
The other guard says,
My patrol's taking me back that way anyway. I could escort you. Come on.
right now, there's only 2 guards here that can see you, that you're aware of.
Yeah.
Zax shoots a sidelong glance at Kyria as he, slowly reaches for the handles of his spiked chain.
Kyria is gonna and just hold out her hand gently and be like, just shake her head at him.
Zax frowns, but his hands move back to just a passive position.
Well, we going or what?
Thank you. Yes. We'll go back to our rooms.
Yeah. We'll
Let me see your
acquiesce and
tokens,
go
by
with
the
it.
way.
They asked to see your tokens again.
Sure.
You all have them still, so it's not a big
Yeah,
deal.
Ramaka hands hers over.
Alright, so this one guard starts escorting you back towards your inn. Are you just going to go back to the inn, or are you going to try something? Hello?
I really want to try something, but I don't want to.
Do it.
Do it? Okay. I don't know how you gonna feel about that.
I have no idea what you're doing, and I say do it. There
Yeah.
can be no negative repercussions.
Yeah.
All right.
Deal with negative repercussions after.
Okay. So yeah, if at some point along the way, like towards the inn, is there like another sort of narrow street or something where, like no one can see us? It's basically just us and this guard.
You can get to points where you're in between where any of the other guards would be posted, and like where nobody would be on the street except for you guys and this guard, unless there's somebody like literally hiding and watching you. But
okay, so Zach still has the big bag of gold on him.
Here we go with the bag of gold again.
Hold on, it's not gonna be the exact same. So as they're walking at some point, he like walks up to stand beside the guard, and then just reaches out in front of him and drops the bag of gold on the ground so that it like clangs. It doesn't spill open, but it like definitely makes a noise that reveals what it is, and just says, "Oops."
How much gold is in that bag right now?
I think at this point, I think I had somewhere around, because I know a bunch of people took some last session, and then we paid out of it, but I think it's somewhere around, like, it's over 50, I'm pretty sure, at this point.
And he has Ramaka's money in there.
130.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Out of it. So it's 67 gold in the bag plus Ramaka's money.
Which
Plus,
is like 12.
Well, is Zax's money in there too? Or do you have your own coin in a separate?
Yeah, I don't think I had my own coin still in a separate pouch, and I don't think I ever put that in the bag.
Okay. So you just drop it there, and you say, oops. Does anybody else...
Yeah, like, kind of in front of and between us.
Anybody else say or do anything? Okay. The guard looks down at the bag. What's this? He reaches down and picks it up, opens it, looks through it. He just looks at you, expectantly. Like, he's looking for an explanation.
Well, you know, we're mercenaries. This is payment, expenses. The kind of thing I might give some gold to a man who could get us a pass to stay on the streets. Things like that.
What a bit of gold in here.
Enough to pay for a pass, do you think? Some of it, at least.
Make a diplomacy check.
Oh, good.
And if, you know, you fail, somebody else can jump in and try too.
I could get in a lot of trouble if I helped you. We're not supposed to take bribes.
It's not a bribe. It's payment for services.
We're not supposed to take other jobs either.
Really, it's just maybe money you might have found accidentally.
But helping you avoid the law would get me tortured.
Somebody got to persuade this guy.
Getting us a pass isn't avoiding the law. It's helping us to follow it.
Well,
Isn't that your job?
I can't get you a pass. The best I could do would be to escort you myself to wherever you're trying to go. Keep the other guards from hassling you, but again, that could get me in hot water. I could just keep your gold and arrest you.
That would be a mistake.
I mean, you are escorting us now. I'm sure it wouldn't be too much trouble to escort us to a different destination.
All right, make a
We
diplomacy
seek no
check.
harm.
Make a diplomacy check, Val. Okay, that's better.
And okay, nice.
It's even better.
This is alright. I'm keeping all of this.
And I'm taking you to one place, and I'm dropping you off there, and that's it, you're on your own. And if you get caught by the guards after that, you don't tell them anything about me. And if I run into you again, I'm not going to help you again, so... Got it?
How much money is this?
67 gold. Well, actually 67 gold of the party's money, and 11
Most of our
gold
cash.
and 11 gold of Ramaka's money.
Just out of curiosity and not for any possibly illegal reasons, but does this guard happen to have any sort of coin purse on him?
Yeah, he has a coin purse.
Okay.
I'm gonna whisper to Ramaka. Please be scrupulous. If we cannot eat or stay anywhere or even get out of the city, we will have trouble feeding ourselves or getting home.
What does Ramaka say back?
I had to look up what the word meant. Ramaka agrees. And she also I may have put my gold in that bag for safekeeping after I hit that child.
After I hit that child.
She didn't want to hit another one.
I have a little coin, but we should be very careful. This is quite a risk.
She nods.
So, what do you guys do? What do you say? Everybody's being very quiet.
Kind of letting Zax lead the way.
Very well. We have business with a tanner.
Okay. Where?
Zax turns to the others and is like clearly asking with his eyes, like, what was his name? Where is he?
Old Jep.
Name sounds familiar, but I don't know where that is.
Ah, we have this map, conveniently.
He glances at it.
Says, okay, I keep this money, I escort you there, we part ways, neither of us ever met each other. We don't know anything about each other. Or the official story is that I escorted you back to your inn. Then we parted ways.
Of course.
Let's go. So tucks away the gold. And
where does he tuck it away? Again, asking out of sheer curiosity and no ulterior motives.
I would say these guards probably have backpacks with some of their general sort of equipment and stuff in them, so he's gonna put it in there.
Okay.
Okay, so he's escorting you through the streets. Occasionally other guards ask what's going on. And, you know, he says he's escorting them back. He's escorting you back to your lodgings. It goes pretty well. You feel like you're attracting a lot of attention, though. You're coming to the attention of a lot of guards. And you finally get there to a little shop. Looks very humble and plain. Doesn't have a fancy name or image on it. It just has a little sign that says leather.
On the way there, is there a point when we are again sort of alone with this guard?
Yeah, there is.
At that point, Zax is absolutely going to try either, like, picking the gold from his coin purse or simply cutting off the coin purse and pocketing it himself.
Cutting off the coin purse. You mean his coin purse that he's wearing?
Yeah, the one that he's
Or
wearing. Like, if it's, like, attached with a string to his belt or something.
That's not where you put your gold, though.
No, but it'll get some gold back at least. And potentially, we could... I'm thinking about the rest, but that's a start.
Alright, let's start with a stealth check. Is anybody going to try to help him in any way?
I don't think I can.
Is he letting us know is he even trying to, like, do we even know this is happening?
Kiria's gonna walk up to the guard. Like, so sir, we haven't been in this city for very long. We have our person who of an interest we're going to see, obviously. But is there anything else during the daytime you'd recommend we do while we're here?
Well, I'd recommend you get a job, or else you're gonna be in trouble. This isn't a tourist city.
So while he's talking to you, he's a little bit distracted. Make a stealth check. Alright, the stealth is flawless, so he has no idea that you're creeping up behind him. And then the thievery is to pick what you're just trying to cut his purse, basically.
Yeah, if that's the easier option instead of just, like, opening it, depending on what kind of, like, container it is.
Alright, let's see. That was close. That was real close. His perception roll was one lower than your thievery. So, you pulled it off. He's got
Zax?
various small coins and 8 gold.
Alright, Zax just pockets that and steps back from the guard and sort of nods over his shoulder at Kyria to let her know that he's done what he needs to do.
Alright, so your gold's gone from 7 up to 15, and Ramaka's has gone from 11 to 0, and the party fund gold is simply gone. Unless you get it out of his backpack somehow. That'll be harder, though. You're aware of that.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking about how we might want to pull that one off.
Depending on how distracted he is. So, he takes you there. You're at the leather place. Unless you're going to do something else along the way. Unless you're going to try to work some stratagem.
Yeah, actually, Zax will. So since that worked, as they're walking, Zax kind of drops back to so that he's like side by side with Kyria, and he whispers down like towards her just so that she can hear him. When we get there, start a shouting match, a fight, something.
Want me to start a fight with this gentleman or with someone else?
No, with the others. Just let them know. Start an argument. Draw his attention.
I'll give it my best shot.
I think your Kyria accent is great.
Yeah, it's surprisingly good.
It's great.
It's fun.
All right,
So Kyria's gonna walk up to Ashani and get very close and whisper just so she can hear.
In fact, as soon as she leans in, I'll say, we can speak more discreetly like this in her mind.
So she's gonna go, when we get to our location, we have to make a bit of a distraction or a ruckus. You'd be willing to help me out with that?
What do you have in mind?
I'm not entirely sure. Maybe one of us trips and we can make a big deal about it, blaming someone else.
I can't wait to see this. All right. Listen. Yeah, this is gonna be a Nox bluff here. All right.
Just call this scene tribute to vaudeville.
Yeah. So we've been going a couple hours. You guys want to take a quick 5-minute break?
Sure.
I mean, I want to take a super quick break, so I'll be right back in a couple minutes. You guys can take a break yourselves if you want to.
Alright, sure.
Or you can keep talking amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
Alright.
Well, I think the whole not drawing attention to ourselves thing has gone right out the window.
We've failed at our primary goals.
Although I do feel
we haven't given away our mission.
No, but I do feel it would have been fair for him to say, you know, people are starting to leave the streets. Not suddenly it's just us and the guards and no one else in sight.
Well, yeah, I mean, I really wasn't expecting us to go from dusk to curfew. Like, I thought maybe there'd be time to get some dinner or, you know, something.
That was...
Like, we haven't really eaten all day.
You guys had a half a pomegranate.
Or like a quarter of a pomegranate or something, yeah.
Didn't we get starters as well at the...
I think we did.
Right. Then we did, but yeah.
But then Ramaka gave hers to a rat.
Yeah, I do love that, like, the whole party, we've just, like, we kind of abandoned our mission for a moment, because, like, oh wait, a rat says that it saw something, let's go check this out.
Now,
I think, to be honest, like, Ashani is really concerned about the risk of this. I mean, we don't really know who this guy is, whether he's gonna, like, just kick us out on the street, and then we're gonna have to find something else to do in an unfamiliar neighborhood with, like, very little money.
Yeah, that was an expensive pass.
but I feel like the guards are already watching us. Like, we've kind of gone past the point of no return.
But as long as it's the
Well,
guards and not the Bay
If
Knight.
this works, then we'll get our information from him and we can just leave the city in the morning.
The information leads us to somewhere else in the city.
But if anything about this doesn't work, we're screwed because we can't afford to get back into the city now.
And make this big ruckus so we can try to steal our gold back.
Yeah, because if we leave, we can't afford to get back in.
I mean,
Other
worst
option
comes-
is you do the whole trick where it's you go and you get a wagon and you put all the people in the like a bottom section of the wagon and then you cover it with stuff and then you have one person go in.
I don't think we can afford a wagon and horses and stuff. And by the way, like, remember that livestock is really, really rare right now because of some disease.
But yeah.
We'll just walk in under a baby dragon corpse.
And we basically saw nothing of any interest, no little towns, nothing on the way between this city and the last.
I mean, worst case scenario, we could, like, actually do some mercenary work in the city in order to get some payback.
Right,
Oh working?
I'm just
Ew.
saying if we leave the city, I don't know that we can actually get back in.
No, yeah, so, like,
And our only alternative would be to go home with what rations we have.
Yeah, like, I think our goal right now is to try and do everything we can in the city,
Yeah.
like, everything that we need to, as quickly as possible, so that we're done, and then we can go find out what's
that
going
has
on with how
always
it's
been our
done.
goal.
Yeah, that was goal moment one.
So I'm back.
Hola, ¿qué pasa?
We've discussed what a terrifyingly horrible situation this is.
It's not that bad.
Well, we've kind of bet the bank.
So, is everybody here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Baba?
I'm here. I was taking a drink.
Okay. So let's do this distraction thing that you guys have in mind. I can't wait. Tell me what you guys are doing.
By the way, Josiah, did you see my message on Discord? I would have just asked it aloud, but people were talking at the moment.
He's wearing chainmail. He's got a halberd. He's also got a crossbow.
Okay.
That's completely uncriminal question.
Who do I think is the most dexterous person in the group?
Who do you think is the most dexterous?
Yes.
Probably Zax.
Right. Other than him, because he's busy with something else.
We used to have another dexterous person. Now, nobody really. I mean, nobody's particularly dexterous, except for Zax.
Oh.
The rest of you all have a dex of like 10.
Okay, well, at least Valinar doesn't look like he'd get hurt too much if he fell.
True.
Wait, what?
Valinar isn't with us, though, is he?
No.
No, he's
Alright,
waiting.
oh, crud.
Oh, that's why you haven't been saying anything. I forgot. You haven't been there. You're waiting at the other spot. Oh, you're gonna. That's not gonna last very long though, because guards are gonna come up eventually and find a patrolling guard's gonna find Valinar just loitering around outside.
And we're only a couple minutes behind him though, so. Crud. None of us have like any good physical skills. I was hoping. Oh wow. We've just picked like the absolute wrong group for this.
I don't know. If you don't have any physical skills, then you're really going to be able to sell the trip as a real deal.
Physical skills to actually even trip over each other.
If only you had social skills.
But then it's real.
Well, we do. Okay.
I mean, you're really good at bluff.
I'm gonna... Oh, I don't know what to do.
Can do this.
You could just murder this guard. That probably wouldn't have any blowback.
Yes, I'm sure we could do that silently and discreetly. With no evidence. Okay. Okay. Very well, Kyria. Do you want to trip or be tripped?
I fear if I'm the one who trips, I may not be able to get back up.
I think that would make it more realistic. In fact, you could even pretend a minor injury.
So, while you're having this mental conversation, the guard is also still engaging Kyria in conversation as well.
Oh, no.
And you can tell at this point he's starting to kind of like hit on you a little bit. Like,
oh.
so, you know, if you're gonna be in town for a while, I could show you around or whatever. When I'm not on duty. I mean, when I'm on duty, I gotta be all business, you know, because my job's very important. Keeping the peace and everything. But when I'm off duty, I mean, I could be a lot more helpful to someone like you. Or maybe we could just have some fun. I know some good bars. So, how does Kyria react to the guard hitting on her?
She is very uncomfortable, but she's trying really hard not to look like she's uncomfortable. Yeah, I'm just trying to hook everyone up. And she's gonna the guard is hitting on her, and she's gonna go, that actually sounds quite lovely. Where in town specifically do you suppose we would go?
Well, I know a place. Now listen, you're gonna get the wrong idea with the name. It sounds kind of bad, but it's actually got some of the best drinks in town. It's called the Wheel of Agony.
What sort of things are their specialties?
Well, they do a lot of different mixes with Trika, and it's pretty impressive. They can make some drinks there that taste really sweet and fruity and you don't even know, but they actually get you super drunk.
At this point, Zax puts a hand on Kyria's shoulder and leans in and is like, that sounds lovely.
And while this conversation is going on, because I assume Ashani is still keeping this mental link with Kyria, she's just getting this wave of like really uncomfortable, stressful energy.
Remember, you have a bubble of calm.
Yeah, you do have a bubble of calm.
That is protecting you from other people's negative thoughts.
There's less negative thoughts and more she's just really creeped out.
Creepy thoughts are negative.
See, I mean, you can make an insight check if you want. I was talking to Kyria, but anybody can.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Let me...
Two. Yeah. I can find where... Good lord. Oh no.
Oh, man.
Sight is not one of her things. Okay.
So anyway, Ashani and Zax, you can tell this guard clearly seems to think that Kyria is into him. Like, because Kyria started talking to him and when she was trying to distract him, he obviously seems to think that she's like really attracted to him or something, and he's like trying to go along with it, almost like he's being nice because he recognizes that she's so, swooning over him as being such a handsome guard and so forth. He's actually not very handsome. He's got that kind of patronizing thing too, where he's like, he's acting like he just knows much more than you, and like obviously you would need his protection and help in this city, and like obviously you wouldn't be able to find your way around without him and this kind of stuff, but he's real subtle about it, but you can tell, you get the attitude from him.
What was the name of that bar again? The drinks sound quite nice.
It's called the Wheel of Agony.
Ah, and do a lot of dangerous mercenary types drink there?
Well, actually, not that many mercenaries drink there. Mostly guards and people that work for the Church of Bane, but it's a good place. It's a good place. Nobody would hassle you there, that's for sure.
So, you're keeping him distracted. And obviously feeling very uncomfortable. Hey Saito, welcome back. No, they haven't been recognized as chicken wolves yet. Alright. So, tell me about this distraction that you guys are going to cause. This big distraction. For Brian to do his thing.
Okay, so I'm going to whisper to Kyria. I think you should pretend to trip. And pretend to be a little bit injured and let him try to help you.
Oh, all right. I think I can do that. I hope.
I will warn Ramaka, not to jump in and interfere.
Ramaka
and Zax what the plan is.
Oh dear.
Alright. You have to make a bluff check.
Alright. I think Kyria's good at that.
I'm gonna help.
How are you gonna help?
I'm gonna fuss over her.
Okay.
Alright, so,
By the way, how dark is it?
Oh, it's gotten pretty dark now, because remember, this is like, from where you guys were, it's like a 2-hour walk.
Yeah, but there's not,
place.
street lights everywhere and stuff. It's very legitimate you might be tripping.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
Okay. Ooh.
Your bluff is good. Let's see yours, Ashani. Okay, so you successfully help her. So at this point, the bluff is quite solid.
Oh,
Tell me what exactly you're doing, Kyria.
So Kyria's gonna be walking, and she's gonna be kind of looking for anything that could even in the slightest, she could fiend tripping over. And if she doesn't find anything, she'll trip over her own feet. So sprawling, maybe a good foot ahead of where she originally started, and just go ow, 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 ow.
Friend, are you hurt?
Ow, I think my ow.
Your ankle?
She nods, and she's gonna turn on the waterworks slightly.
Okay.
And start crying, and be like, it hurts.
Bluff skill checks out, so the guard looks concerned. He's, Ugh. He kind of crouches down. He sets his halberd on the ground, And he crouches down. He says, "Let me look at it. We're trained in first aid in the guard, you know, because they teach us a lot of things.
Oh, thank you.
So that we can do our jobs. So I've got the training. Don't worry."
What
And
would
so
we
he
have
starts-
done if you weren't here?
He starts trying to check out your.
She's gonna look. She's gonna like right as he's like about to like go for her ankle. She's gonna look at the Shawnee and be like, why do you always do this? You always trip me. You're so mean."
This is amazing.
How could you?
You always do this to me.
Why would I?
You're so mean. Gonna look at the guard and she's like, she's so mean to me all the time.
The guard tries to figure out what's up with your ankle, and he's like, I can't really tell anything. What do you mean? You tripped her? So he stands back up and he picks up his weapon and he looks angry at you. Why would you do that? And he's like focusing his attention angrily on Ashani now.
And I'll just focus on Kyria and say, "Dearest, you know I've never meant you any harm. It's just so dark.
So
I'm sure you just didn't see what you tripped over."
Anybody else jumping into this? Or what are you doing right now, Zax?
Oh, you go.
I was gonna say, while he was like bent over, and like had put his halberd down, Zax was gonna be creeping up to try and like open up the backpack or like tear a small slit in it or something. But it sounds like he wasn't doing that for too long before he like rears back up. So I'm picturing again vaudevillian. Zax like starts to creep up behind him to do that, and then the guard like jumps up and Zax jumps back so that he's not like right there on top of the guy as he's standing up.
Okay.
Can I do something like a perception check to help him out?
To help who out?
To help Zax out, to figure out like the best time to grab the bag.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're keenly perceiving the situation, and you can maybe give him a little nudge, maybe at the opportune moment. So, what are you gonna do, Zax?
I mean, when the opportune moment arrives and the guard seems extremely focused on the display in front of him and not really looking around or anything, Zax just steps up and his backpack, is it the kind that just has sort of like a flap over the top, or is it like latched shut or something?
It's strapped closed with two different straps.
Okay.
Before we get to this, I need to know how distracted he is. So here's the deal. After he sort of glowers and looks threateningly at Ashani and tells you to step back, "Ma'am, step back," he's like using the cop voice. Then he gets back down on his knees next to Kyria and he's like, "Don't worry. I've got this."
Oh,
and so he starts like pulling up Ashani's like pant leg, or not Ashani's. That'd be weird.
Well,
Kyria's
no.
pant leg, like,
As he starts to do that, she's gonna like do the thing where you like grab onto someone's like shoulders and like put your head over their shoulder and just start weeping.
Alright, nice. So, instead of that, he puts his arms around her and he kind of starts, you know, embracing her and comforting and like patting her on the back and everything. "Oh, it's okay." So, is she gonna allow him to do all of that?
She's gonna allow him to do that because the goal is to like just keep him in one place so Zax can like.
Alright,
grab
perfect.
him back.
Hands
Yeah,
are
so
making
you can-
noise, distracting noise.
Yes, exactly.
Make another bluff check. And if Ashani has a way to help with this, she can try too, also.
Oh god, I don't know if I can roll that well again.
Hey,
Oh,
you can.
You can.
Yeah.
Hey.
Alright. So, he's very distracted. So now, tell me exactly what you're doing, Zax.
Alright, so since he is extremely distracted and basically locked in place by what Kyria is doing, Zax is going to just, like, step up behind him in one quick, smooth motion, try and cut both of the straps holding the backpack closed, and then just reach in and grab the bag.
Alright. I'm not even going to make you make a stealth check to be kind of hidden as you do this, as he's fully distracted. So just make a thievery check.
Alright.
And you can have a +5 on this.
Okay.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Nice.
This is the
Good
greatest
thieving.
thievery of all time. Let me ask you this. Do you have anything else you can put in the backpack of a similar weight? Because with that roll, you would have thought of doing something like that. In fact, with that roll, you don't even have to cut the straps. You're able to just sort of work them open, get the bag out, and re-strap it without him noticing.
So I did just look at my sheet, and I have 10 pounds of sling bullets.
Not 10 pounds of sling bullets?
I'm not gonna put in all 10 pounds, but like, just
a couple
drop some
pounds
in
would
to
be-
replace. Yeah, drop enough in to like replace the weight of this sack.
Alright, good idea. And you get the sack with the gold back. Yay!
Woo! Plus some.
So Ramaka gets her 11 gold back. And the party plus 67 GP guard pickpocket. Alright. So you get the gold back, and he doesn't notice a thing, and you completely close his backpack back up and everything. Nothing is even untoward. So he's embracing Kyria quite firmly.
Oh god.
Why does he have 10 pounds of sling bullets? Because sometimes you need to sling some shit.
I'm just imagining how many sling bullets that would be.
40.
It's 40.
40 sling bullets for a bugbear.
Wow, and since we're out of character, hilariously, I have a fucking ability that lets me distract people.
You literally have an ability called distract. I was like, are you doing anything? Are you doing anything to help with this?
It is in a very unclear and unobvious way entitled distract.
Yeah. Who would have thought to use something called distract to distract?
Instead, you
And
let
it is aimed at letting other people take advantage of this. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's some real thinking outside the box there.
Yes, yes.
Well, keep it in mind for next time. You didn't need it this time.
Yeah, no, you let the teenager get really uncomfortable and cry all over some dude.
It was fun.
He's like starting to stroke your hair and stuff now. It's a little bit weird.
As like once Zax is finished and he like can slip the bag like under he just chucks the bag into an alley. Actually, he just like tosses the bag a little ways away so that it's not obvious.
He just tosses what away?
The bag of gold, because I just realized that if the guard turns around and I'm holding the bag, he might be, you know, just a little suspicious.
Oh no,
you should tuck that away.
With your thievery roll of 33, you had no problem secreting the bag on yourself wherever you want.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah. So Zax like tucks that away, and as soon as he's done that, he like he does basically like the dad cough of like, Kyria, you're feeling better now, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Darling,
Here,
darling. Tell
let
me
me
your
help you
ankle's
up.
okay.
I'm feeling much better. Thank you, kind sir.
The guard kind of looks. He pats Kiri on the back one more time. He says, "Oh, glad I could be of help. I hope you're all right. But you know," and he looks at your group, and he looks around at each one of you. He says, "Who's the leader of this group?"
I am, sir.
He looks at Ashani and he says, "You really shouldn't have a young, tender girl like this with a group of mercenaries, you know. It's not... Your work isn't safe, and she looks like she can barely handle walking down the street, let alone battle. You shouldn't be putting her at risk like that. What's wrong with you?"
Well, we have to make our way somehow.
Well, you better take care of this one.
We always do.
Looks at Zax, and he kind of looks up at Zax. Yeah, well, okay, good then. What's the name of your group, by the way? I might be able to help you get some work tomorrow if you're interested.
Ah, yes, the Wolves of the Desert.
Wolves of the Desert. Interesting. You know, I heard of another group. New group to town recently called the Chicken Wolves. But, that's not you, huh?
Well, that's our nickname.
Oh, alright. You know, I like it better than Wolves of the Desert. It has a ring to it. Anyway, let's go. I'm still on duty. Can't get too distracted with this.
Of course.
I suppose we all get up and continue walking.
Alright. So finally you've stolen his money, or your money that you gave him that's now his money, now it's your money again. And his money. And he leads you to the place. Finally, you're at the place with the sign that says leather. And he writes down, he pulls out a little pad of paper and he writes something down on it. And he hands it to Curie. He says, "That's it's my address there. Tells what street I'm off of. You could find it. That's my name. I'm Floss. You could
Very much,
look me up.
Floss.
You can look me up.
If we're in the city for long, I definitely will. Thank you very much."
Alright, you all have a safe night now. Remember, if you get caught by any other guards, you're on your own. I can't do anything to help you.
We understand.
Alright. Stay off the streets. Praise Bane! And he goes marching down the street away from you. You finally made it to Old Jet's shop, which is closed.
Once the guard, turns a corner or something, Zax pulls out the bag and hands Ramaka back her coin purse, and also the guards.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, okay, how much did I say was in the guards? Like 8?
I believe it was 8
gold.
gold.
Alright, so 8 for Ramaka. Ramaka's got 19 now. She's super rich.
Yeah.
Oh, Howling Sky had 21 gold on her, too, when she went disappearing.
Yep.
Well, that's okay. The real treasure is Sky herself, and you've lost her. In much the same way that Saito lost his character's friend. So, what do you guys do?
As soon as the guy is out of earshot, she's gonna look at Zax and be like, "Was that good enough? Is that okay?"
Yes, that was very good. Are you feeling all right? Are you okay?
I'm fine, but I'd rather not have to do that again. That was rather unpleasant.
You know you're not usually the bait.
I'm not.
We won't
Poor
do it again
Valinar.
if we can help it.
Alright, before we go back to the shop, Valinar, you're gonna get hassled by a guard too. For loitering out on the street, who's gonna demand that you go back to your inn. What does Valinar do?
How far is he from the inn?
A few blocks. Well, maybe 10 blocks.
Has the rat showed up yet?
No.
I'm just waiting for my wife. She will be here any moment. Then we will return to our tavern.
If you're gonna wait here, then I gotta wait here. And if I gotta wait here, you gotta make it worth my while.
I tossed him a pomegranate.
You toss him upon the ground. Oh, you toss him a pomegranate.
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
He just lets it, like, bounce off of him and roll on the ground.
That's not what I'm talking about. We can do this a couple of ways. How much gold you got?
Have you tried these pomegranates? They're worth their weight in gold.
I ain't interested in no pomegranates.
How about dates?
Well, maybe a date of some kind.
Of the fruit variety.
How do you feel about men? Men in uniform.
I think a uniform really brings out the strength of a man.
You could, we could have a little fun here. And then I wouldn't have to roust you along, and you could meet up with your wife. She wouldn't have to know. Or you could pay me. Or I could arrest you.
She really will be here any moment.
I ain't waiting. I told you what your options are.
How much do you want?
Let me see your purse.
Ashani will say, now that's no way to negotiate.
Mintar is the city of romance.
This really does not appear to be the city of romance to me.
No, it's definitely not. Do you pull out your gold
My
purse?
coin purse is awkward to access. I put it out of the way for pickpockets.
Oh, really? Maybe I could reach down there and get it. Where is it?
I just look him straight in the eyes. Perhaps not, my friend.
Fine. 5 gold.
5 gold to sit on a street corner for a few minutes? Really?
Really? I should have already arrested you.
I will give you 2 gold.
Alright, try to make a diplomacy check. Brian says, as far as openings to gay porn goes, this isn't the worst writing I've heard of. Bow chicka bow wow. No,
Maybe we should order a pizza.
Did someone order a large Bainite sausage?
Alright, that's it. You ain't gonna cooperate. In the name of Bane, I'm taking you
Wait.
in.
Wait.
You disrespect me, you disrespect the Dark Lord.
Okay, hold on.
We don't
hold on,
tolerate
hold
that
on.
here at Mintar.
What did you have in mind exactly?
Well...
He suggests something which is very scandalous.
No,
I'm
you
not
have
gonna
to.
get.
You have
I'm not
to-
gonna.
you have to-
I'm not
you have
gonna
to
get
up it.
graphic here. This
Oh,
is
you
that
have-
kind of game.
You can't X-rate their dialogue. You can't
I don't know,
censor their
Josiah.
dialogue.
I think we're definitely getting the impression it is that kind of game.
He suggests
Yeah.
holding hands. So scandalous.
Don't be shy. Oh, is it because you're streaming? You're
No,
not
it's not
allowed
'cause
to
I'm
say certain
streaming.
things on
No.
stream.
All right, he wants you to give him a blowjob.
Oh,
Okay, well. See, the thing is, as I said, my wife will be here any moment, so the last thing I would want her is to find me sucking off another man.
Things I didn't expect to be said during this session. Okay.
I'm not saying no, I'm just saying she will be here any moment.
Well, maybe the three of us, you know.
She is very religious. Very almost abstinent.
He narrows his eyes. What religion?
Church of Bane, obviously. What do you think?
Ah, right. Praise be upon his almighty name.
Praise be upon his name. Where are you staying?
Well, I live at the barracks in the Temple District.
Which barracks?
Barracks C.
I don't imagine Barracks C has much privacy.
No, but we could get an inn room. You said you got an inn. Or we could just do it right here in the alley. There's nobody looking around.
Like I said, my wife will be here any minute.
You keep saying that, but it's been a lot of minutes and your wife ain't even here yet. Besides, your wife shouldn't be roaming the streets by herself at night either. Does she have a pass?
Yes, she has a pass. She is on official Church of Bane business. Let me see. What if... Okay.
You have 61 gold. You wouldn't even give this guy 5 gold.
I know. I love how.
I don't know how long. I don't know how long.
It's the principle of the thing.
how far we're gonna have to make our money last in the city. How about this? I will find you in Barracks C, and I will find you the
No,
day
you
after
won't.
tomorrow.
They won't let you in there. You can't get anywhere near Barracks C. You can't.
When are you off duty?
In the morning.
I cannot do tomorrow. The day after, maybe.
I don't believe you. Make a bluff check. This is a very important bluff check.
Can I use my magic to make myself more convincing?
That's not really the kind of magic you have.
Alright, bluff. Okay, plus.
You got a lot of fate points. You guys, a lot of you have
There
a
you
lot
go.
of fate points.
That's my bluff roll.
Alright, that's not bad. He says, alright. Fine, you still gonna be staying at the Broken Scimitar? Did you? I don't know if he knew that you were staying there.
No, I didn't tell him.
Where are you staying?
Do I have the name of... So, when we were walking down the Tavern District, did I notice any names of any establishments? We were walking down the main kind of promenade.
Make an intelligence check. That's your specialty, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Or just straight intelligence?
Yeah. Ooh.
Any name of any establishment.
You
During the
remember
entire
some
day
places
we've been
that
here.
were not inns. You don't remember a single inn.
Not a single inn. I'm staying at the The lousy termite.
Lousy termite, huh? I've never heard of it. Where is it?
It's in the poor part of town. Let me tell you, it lives up to its name. But they have cheap beer, so you can't have everything, right?
Well, here, he pulls out his little notepad. Write down the street address or draw a little map to it or something.
I draw a little map.
You gotta
Really?
label the streets.
I do not know the names of all these streets. You know where the blacksmith is.
There's lots of blacksmiths. Which one?
The one in the poor district, the one south.
No. You don't know the street address of where you stay?
I just go by landmarks.
Okay, what are the landmarks? Write down a list starting from here of all the landmarks and where to turn right and where to turn left.
I just write a bunch of things.
Okay.
Turn left at the rutabaga.
I'm not going to make you do bluff for that. I'll let you use intelligence for that. I'll let you use history for that.
History, eh?
Yeah, I know you're good
Did
at
you
history. And I'll
Did you
give
say
you I'll give you a +2 to the roll because you read that book. Okay, that's
Hey.
pretty good. So you're able to actually come up with something fairly convincing looking and give it to him. He says, all right. And what was your name again? Sweet man. This
My name
guy's
is-
so gross.
My name is Sir Zax.
Fate point. Immediate fate point. My name is Sir Sax.
And yours?
My name's Lippin.
Lippin.
Alright, well I'll be by to see you
Yurt.
there.
Tomorrow, you will get your lip in.
Oh, I can't wait, Sir Zax. And he, kind of, grabs your crotch for a minute.
I just kind of let it go.
And then he says, we'll see you around.
I will be seeing you.
And he takes off. And because I am a kind DM, I'm going to say that no further guards come across you during this time. Alright. Wow. I'm sorry to put you through that. That was gross.
That's fine.
Okay. Back to the other group. You're standing outside the leather shop, which is closed. It's dark and it's night. What are you going to do?
I wait for Zax to do something. This situation is entirely his fault.
I pound on the door.
I mean, to clarify, it's not gross because it's gay. It's gross because it's exploitative and rapey. Just to clarify.
Yes, we realized it was gross because it was non-consensual and
It was just super skeevy.
skeevy, yeah.
Okay. What's the plan? Other group? I mean, all of the group except for Valinar at this point?
Oh, I mean, Zax just goes up and hammers his fist on the door.
Okay. You start pounding your fist on the door.
I mean, he only does it 2 or 3 times. He's not just standing there continuously slamming on the door. He only does it a couple times.
Does it look like there's living quarters in this shop?
It looks like it could be the kind of place that has, an apartment up above it.
Are there signs of like lights on or anything?
Nope. Actually, it's not really that late at night. He's probably still up working, actually. He's closed for business, but he's probably still awake. So yeah, there's light on inside there. So, after some pounding, you hear through the door, "Well, we're closed! Come back in the morning!"
We're here to speak with old Jep.
There's no one here by the name of old Jep until the morning. Thank you to please stop banging on the door. Frail old people trying to sleep.
I was told there was a librarian here.
I really don't want to be having this conversation through the door. I told you, old Jep, not here till morning.
Then open the door.
I'm not opening the door. Listen, don't stay a while. Boss Pie says, after some pounding, cut to Valinar. Oh man. Poor Valinar never gonna live this down now.
Well, we certainly all have some motivation to get out of the city as quickly as possible. If we did not already.
Yeah, you guys are making a mess out of this city.
Alright, so the guy is not opening the door and is steadfastly refusing not to open the door. What kind of material is this building made out of?
Wood.
Is there like a window or something on the second story?
Yep. Couple of them.
Alright, Zax is gonna try and climb up to one of those windows, using the knives on his spiked chain to assist in the climbing if need be.
Alright, make your athletics check. What is everyone else doing? You're all just standing there watching Zax do his thing?
Ramaka? Beloved sister?
Yes.
We may want to slink towards the shadows.
You might be right.
I choose to slink.
You're gonna try to hide?
No,
in the
we're
shadows,
slinking.
kind of?
We're slinking.
Slink. Alright, make a slink check. You don't need to, really. It doesn't matter. Nobody's looking for you, so it doesn't matter whether you slink well or not.
I think I would just like to be prepared to be in a slinky place if things in this go wrong.
Fair enough. What's Kyria doing while Zax is preparing to climb this building?
She's just gonna let Zax do his thing.
No, that's absolutely not going to be a running thing. I'm already regretting that it happened once.
Just gonna look at Zax as he's preparing and go, so Zax, are you really sure climbing the building is your best course of action in this situation?
What would you suggest?
Not entirely sure, but I have a feeling that climbing the building might not be the most wise.
We need to get off the street, don't we?
Yes, that's true.
If I get inside, I'm sure I can convince the man to let us in and have a chat.
Vince, you don't mean threaten, do you?
Would I do that?
No, but just making sure.
Okay. Ashani doing anything? Just you're slinking. You're slinking. You're being in the shadows and stuff.
Slink.
Well, make your... oh, you did. You made it. It's really high, and you easily climb the building with no problem. Now what? So I like the fact that this guy didn't want to let you in, so now you're going to break in. That's going to incline him to help you. This is going so different from how it went with the other group.
Oh, I can only imagine.
It's okay, though. You guys are a lot more entertaining. Oh, no offense to the other group. But it's true.
I mean, we try.
I'm not sure how you could say that in, a kind way.
Alright, so I made it up and I, clamber in through the window, I'm assuming?
Well, make a thievery check to get the window open, unless you're just gonna smash the window.
That's probably not a great idea.
Alright, you're able to jimmy the lock and get the window open with no problem. And you can... It's not easy to squeeze yourself inside this window, though. You're a really big guy. So make an acrobatics check for that.
Alright.
Oh, you're just rolling all the great rolls. Okay. Yeah, you
Zax
managed
cannot be stopped.
You squeeze your way in there without breaking the window or anything. What's your plan now? I'm gonna assume you didn't make any noise or anything either.
Yeah, no, I mean, plan A is sneak down to the door and open it up. Plan B is, if I run into the old man on the way to do that, get him to open the door for me and explain that we really need to talk.
I feel like we can start a countdown from 5 before Zax hits the old man with a bag of gold.
No.
And then Ramaka bursts in and punches him like he was a little kid.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're creeping down the stairs to the shop itself. You're in a little apartment above the shop. Alright, make a stealth check. Good enough. So you sneak down and you find yourself in a small leatherworking shop, and there is a wizened-looking old man sitting at a bench, and he actually has his back to you conveniently as he's working on some leather. Looks like he's making some bracers or something.
Alright, Zax is gonna, creep up right behind him.
You're gonna give this man a heart attack.
I mean, maybe. I hope not.
that would limit our ability to get information from him.
Alright, you creep up behind him. And...
Alright, and then once I'm behind him, Zax just, he sort of reaches out. He doesn't do it, super heavily or anything, but he just reaches out and, grabs the man's shoulders and says, "We really need to talk."
Okay. Wow. Okay. He says, "Ah!" And he sort of jumps. And he spins around and he tries to stab you with a leatherworking tool. But I don't think he's probably going to help or hit. No, in fact, He swings so wildly that he ends up stabbing himself.
Oh
As
no!
he's flailing around. And now he's got a leatherworking tool sticking out of his shoulder with some blood starting to spread on his shirt. Oh, yeah, get out,
Sir,
monster! You're a
Sir,
monster
please.
and you're in my house!
Sir, calm down. I have my friend can help you with that. Please, just calm down.
Ah! Ah! He's just freaking out. So make a, I don't know what kind of roll. Just make a roll. I don't even care. No. Make a diplomacy check. At this point, you've broken
Make
the
a
DM.
roll. There is nothing that you could do to help yourself. Just roll something.
Just
Well, not with a
something
roll like that.
So he reaches down and picks up another leatherworking tool and tries to swing it at you again. Critical hit!
Oh no!
How you like that shit?
Oh, good.
He hits you with a leatherworking tool. For 3 points of damage, he stabs you. What do you do, Zax? What do you do? You guys can hear a fracas happening inside there now. Stuff is crashing. I mean, he's flailing around, trying to kick, trying to force you. Stuff is falling off of his leatherworking bench onto the floor.
How does grappling work in 4th edition?
You can try to make a grab against him.
Okay, is that
As a
just like a
standard
strength-based attack?
It is, in fact, a strength versus reflex attack. You have to have at least one hand free.
Okay. I mean, both of my hands are free at the moment, so...
Alright, you can try to grab him. Go ahead. Just a basic, it's a basic strength attack.
Yep.
Is that what you rolled? 21?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe that would
Actually,
be my
I
roll
think
for
that
basic
would be
strength.
if you're using your weapon. That includes the +3
Oh,
proficiency
right,
bonus
yeah.
for the weapon. But it doesn't matter. Even taking 3 off of that, or 4, because it might include your magic weapon. Whatever. Even taking a bunch of stuff
Yeah.
off of that, it still is good enough. His reflex is not super strong. So, alright, you have him grabbed.
Alright, Zach's just... I'm just trying to, like, grab him and wrap him into basically, like, a full-body bear hug to trap his arms so that he can't, like, continue to flail around. And Zax is just going to, like, keep repeating, like, I'm not here to hurt you. I have a friend. We can help you with your wound. Please stop.
Alright, I'm not going to make you do an opposed strength check, because you are very, very strong, and he is very weak, so there's no need for any more rolls. You can easily control him at this point. Why'd you break into my place?
You wouldn't open the door.
Yeah, that's not what you do. You don't break into people's places. You don't. You just don't.
I really need to speak with old Jep.
Well, I told you he's not here till morning.
My friends and I need somewhere to... We can't stay on the street.
Make an insight check. Wait, no, Saito, that's a terrible idea. This went perfectly. Alright, you can tell he's bluffing when he says he's not old Jep.
I need to speak with old Jep. We were sent here.
Sent here by whom?
Multiple sources.
Well, do
man in the
these
South
multiple
District.
sources have names?
A man in the South District. An information broker.
Oh, that really narrows it down. Why were you sent to me, and why did you break in here late at night after I'm closed, and then grab me up and hold me like some kind of owl bear? And
It's very important. I'll explain once my friends are in, and they can tend your wound.
Make another diplomacy check.
I'm so bad at these.
I know.
Yeah, the guy was called
You need
Jeffress,
a
by the
Shawnee
way.
so badly. The guy was called Jeffress, yeah. It's not great, but...
A Shawnee cannot climb buildings.
Alright.
You have a name, Zax. Jeffress.
Yeah.
I guess
I couldn't remember it, honestly, but thank you.
Zax isn't that smart, honestly. I don't think it's a stretch that he wouldn't actually remember it.
It was one of those deals where it probably, like, he heard it and he was like, okay, and then he forgot it as soon as they were walking away.
Yeah.
Has Zax been in this room?
Has Zax been in this room?
Since he broke in.
He's in this room right now.
Oh, how long have I been here?
Oh. Just, I don't know, a couple minutes.
Kyria's gonna call out, Zax, are you okay?
See? My friends are very caring. They'll take care of you.
Alright, fine, just let go of me, fine, just let go of me.
And you open the door?
Boy, you open it. I'm just gonna try to patch myself up here.
Please sit down and stay calm. We'll be in shortly.
And
The old
Zax,
man looks
let's
very
go with it.
miserable. Alright, so he's like gingerly pulling the thing that he accidentally stabbed into himself out.
Leave it there. My friends will help you.
Just trying to run a business. Got owl bears coming in here, stabbing me in the middle of the night.
Zax goes and opens the door at this point.
I never! In my day, young people didn't do this sort of thing. What's happened to the world?
Alright.
I assume that Zax's gonna stumble through the house until he finds out the front door.
Well, it's right there. It's easy to find. So, yeah, Zax opens the front door to this place.
Ramaka hurries in as fast as she can to not draw suspicion.
So Zax, did everything go okay? Anything hasty, did you?
Not exactly.
You see he's bleeding a little bit, just a tiny bit.
Oh goodness, did you hurt yourself? Zax, what is going on?
He tried to just come in. I'm fine, but he might need a little help. He got excited.
What's everybody else doing? And by everybody else, I guess I just mean Ashani and Ramaka.
Yeah, Ramaka hurries in. She doesn't want to stay out there longer than necessary.
Okay.
I reluctantly agree that being inside is less dangerous.
So you enter this small shop. You're all in there. You see some nice quality leather goods displayed along the walls. Looks like very skilled craftsmanship. But a humble shop.
If only we were on good terms.
Yeah. These are not good terms. The man is sort of miserable. He's kind of mumbling to himself and has tears running down his face. He's sitting as far away in the corner as he possibly can be from Zax.
Okay. Ashani will walk in calmly and gracefully and approach the owner and nod her head and say, "Thank you, kind shopkeep, for inviting us in."
I didn't invite you in!
Oh, but, of course, but please, you seem in distress. Is there something we can help you with?
Hey, look at my shoulder. It's bleeding. And there's a...
Oh, my sister can help with that. Please, Ramaka.
Ramaka bows her head.
Also, you know what you could do? Not break into my fucking shop. That would be really helpful.
Well, of course. Why would we do that?
You already done it. You're here. We're closed. Closed! Don't you understand what closed is? Where are you from that they don't have open and closed?
I'm from a monastery.
Oh, well, I guess maybe a monastery wouldn't have closed. Interesting. He seems intrigued by this. So is Ramaka, like, tending to his wound, his little wound?
She's approaching him slowly so as not to cause him further distress. But yes, once she's next to him, she wants to treat his wound.
Ah! Now I'm being walked up on by a well-armed dwarf. I don't have any booze here.
Oh, shush.
Trust me, I'm far more a healer than I am a fighter.
I don't have any gems either. Nothing you'd be interested in.
All I'm interested in
But
is
we're
healing
sure. Absolutely sure you have things we're interested in. We've heard such good things about you. And
I
your
don't have
stories.
any money. My stories? Well, I've got a story for you. An old man was harassed and broken into and assaulted, and strangers were bothering him, and he didn't like it. The end.
Ashani almost, like, pouts a little.
Curious gonna, like, lean into Zax and whisper, Sir Zax, do you remember before you climbed up when I told you not to attack or intimidate or threaten anyone?
I didn't do any of those things.
I would assume not, but clearly something you did caused this man to be in great distress.
Okay.
This group is amazing. What could go wrong? Okay. You're right, Saito. Mintar is gonna get burned down.
Is there... Oh, this is an awful idea.
There are no awful ideas.
Yes,
So-
there are! There really
There
are!
really are. Is there a way I can use my memory hole ability in a gentle and discreet way, and instead of the image of me, perhaps remove the concept of Zax from his entire brain?
Well, Zax is still here, though.
Yes, I would get Zax to hide.
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
I'll leave the room.
Yes, I would say that's potentially a possibility. You're gonna have to, like, talk to him in his mind. And you're gonna have to make both a diplomacy and an arcana check.
Yes, and I will perhaps ask Valinar for some assistance.
Valinar's not here.
Oh, crud. Okay, I will do this myself. While he's distracted by getting healed. Psst. Sister,
Yes.
talk to him.
Alright.
Oh god.
Ramaka
Okay.
just kind of sits there like, what do I talk about? She's thinking about it. And then she says...
Ooh,
Okay.
you're gonna wanna
Definitely.
re-roll that.
Oh god, that didn't work much better. An Arcana, right?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Alright, so you try to go into
Gently
his head.
and subtly.
Yeah, it ends up not being all that gentle and subtle. He freaks out again, starts flailing, trying to push Ramaka away, trying to reach for tools which he can't reach because they're too far away. What did get out of my mind? Ah! He starts like hitting himself in the head and like rocking back and forth. Get out of my head! I can't stand it. You're doing something to me. I can feel it.
It's just a side effect of the healing.
That's a bunch of bullshit.
Are you a magic healer?
Make bluff check. It's a Ramak bluff, finally!
Okay, where is my bluff? Oh boy.
And this is why Ashani did
The power of Ramaka's bluffs continues to be strong.
Oh my god, we're gonna have to kill this guy.
God, this has to be an actual thing for your character. Ramaka is like the worst liar in the world. She just doesn't have any concept of how to lie. So when she tries, it's like completely obvious. Okay. Yes! You're all lying! Get away from me!
Yeah, Ramaka just backs off.
What do you people want? What do I have to do to get you to leave?
Really?
I would like to make a narrative declaration.
Okay. What do you have in mind?
What I have in mind is that Ramaka is the spitting image of his long-lost daughter, who died in a sandstorm many years ago. Oh shit, Ramaka's a dwarf.
You gotta make it work now.
Wait.
Make it work now.
My daughter was quite stout, you know?
Wait.
That girl could really eat!
Maybe okay.
Wait.
No, I got it. Maybe this was quite a number of years ago, and she looks like she may be the daughter. The half-dwarven daughter.
No, wait. No.
Granddaughter of his.
Why don't you make it Ashani? Ashani looks human.
Yeah, okay, alright, yeah. Ashani. Ashani is the spitting image of his long-lost daughter, who he was his only child, who he was incredibly close to, and the death of which just destroyed him.
Okay.
Extremely trustworthy daughter.
I accept your narrative declaration.
Yay.
Alright. He sort of wipes the tears out of his eyes. And he blinks and he looks at Ashani more closely. Now that Ramaka has backed off.
Wait a minute. Chima? Is that you, Chima?
Of course.
Alright, now you have to make a bluff.
Yeah, no
But
kidding.
yours will be easy because you do look like his daughter. Alright, you got it, no problem.
But I thought you were gone. I was told that... How are you still alive?
He stands up and he kind of tries to rush over towards you, but he's unsteady on his feet, so he ends up sort of stumbling and like falling into you. Are you gonna try to grab him and hold him up, or are you just gonna let him fall?
I'm gonna like gently push him back into his chair and then like sit down respectfully at his feet in a non-confrontational or aggressive way.
Chima, how are you here? I don't understand.
That was a good idea with the narrative declaration.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't really understand myself. I was found by some monks and lost my memory. But
that happens to me too. Like father, like daughter.
But sometimes I just get these feelings and they led me here.
This is killing me today. This is killing me. Alright. Oh, well, it's a wonderful day. Then why didn't you just say so? You could have just said through the door that it was you, and I let you in. Why all of this hullabaloo with these ruffians? Why are you with these ruffians anyway? They're not good enough for you.
Well, my friends are very protective, and I still don't remember very much, but I know you used to tell the best stories. Couldn't you tell one for me? Now?
Of course, I have lots of stories. But you know the game.
He kind of shakes his finger at you and makes a little sly face.
You know how the game works. Quid pro quo. You gotta tell me one of your stories first. And if you've been gone all this time in monasteries, I'd love to hear about the monastery. Tell me a story, and then I'll tell you any story you want to hear.
Of course. Of course. I hate you, Zax. I hate you, Zax.
I didn't do anything. It's not my fault.
I always loved winter in the monasteries. We would drink hot. Is there actually chocolate?
Sure, why not?
There's chocolate.
Yeah, your people aren't savages. They have chocolate.
Hot chocolate and sit by the fires, ride around in sleighs, and one time we encountered a bear, and he, or perhaps she, I'm not really sure, was definitely imposing, but looked too thin. I'm sure that's why he went out of hibernation. And he scared our horses, and they ran off, and there we were, stuck in this sleigh with this very angry bear. No idea what to do next.
Oh, what did you do?
He seems to be on the edge of his seat.
Well, then my friend, he was a smaller boy. He snuck down and snuck around behind the bear and made these very convincing growling noises. And it distracted him. And he was such a fast thing, Pete was. And he just ran off through the snow, leading the bear away from us. And we ran back to the monastery, but we were so scared. But he turned up a couple hours later.
Oh. Well, honestly, it's not one of the best stories you've ever told me, but it was interesting anyway. Thank you. Thank you, Chima. You notice that your storytelling skills haven't really developed much over the years, but that's all right.
We didn't tell very many in the monastery, but now that I'm home, I'm sure I'll get a lot of practice.
Oh, did Ramaka heal him with magic?
Yeah, I even rolled for it.
Oh, I saw you make a heal check.
Yeah,
okay.
See?
Yeah, you patched him up before he freaked out.
Oh, okay, Chima. Well, do you need anything? Something to drink? I've got a little bit of... I mean, I think you're old enough by now. Got a little bit of Trika. Or some water.
Oh, sure. That sounds lovely.
It's right back in there. Can one of your friends get it? I'm not feeling up to walking around a whole bunch right now.
No, don't get up.
Could you get me some, actually?
Of course.
He's like, can I offer you something to drink? Great, go get it and bring me some.
Excellent. I will whisper to whomever gets up to get it to like keep refilling his alcohol.
All right. So you find some jugs with water and trica wine. That's the Calimshan wine.
Can go wrong. Honestly, pretty much everything about this already has gone wrong.
Yeah, so you've really, you guys are true heroes, let me tell you. Manipulating an old man's love for his lost daughter, which then he's gonna be crushed and heartbroken when he finds out. Now he has to lose her a second time, effectively. So that's nice.
But at least this time he'll think she's alive.
Maybe.
That's better.
I guess it depends.
Well, we're not gonna rob him or anything.
He says, okay. So, now that you're here, what kind of story do you want to hear?
I want to hear a story about, oh god, what is the name of that damn cloak we're looking for?
I forgot to write it down.
Well, it's in the party notes, and it's also in the story so far.
I was looking at the
handout.
history. And it's in my notes, but I have like 10 pages of them.
It's called the Battle Cloak of Vikaina.
Oh, the Battle Cloak of Vikaina.
He frowns.
What? What are you... What? That's a strange thing. Why do you want to know about that?
I just always thought it was so romantic.
Okay, well, let me tell you.
So, at first, he kind of proceeds to repeat the story that you got from Allah Amar originally, about the creation of the cloak way back hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and about House Asada and Houses Najar. And he kind of goes through that very lengthy, very rambling. I'm not going to do that out loud for you now because it would take like 30 minutes and it would just give you information you already have.
Yeah.
So then he says,
so then, after it passed through many hands, it became the property of Teldorn Darkhope, and you know he's the tyrant that rules over Mentor. So it was his cloak for quite some time, and he would be seen wearing it around and such. He couldn't really use its properties fully because he wasn't descendant of House Asada, you understand, but he still liked that cloak. It was sort of a badge of honor for him or something. But then somehow it went missing. He just didn't have it anymore. There were lots of rumors, of course, about what could have happened to it. But nobody really knew for sure.
What do you think happened to it?
Well, somebody else was seen with a green cloak that might have fit the same description. And that is the Lord Inquisitor, the High Inquisitor, Vazan Gahul. You might not know about him. He's not a good man. He's kind of runs the House of Pain, which is the torture center for the Church of Bane, and he's the one in charge of all the interrogations and such. And here in Mintar, if you run afoul of the guards, I mean, if you do something foolish, like anger a guard, steal from a guard, something unthinkable like that, then you certainly are going to the House of Pain to be tortured, probably until you die. But I know you'd never do anything like that.
No, no.
If you blaspheme against Bane in any way, obviously they frown upon that heavily. But anyway, this Fazan Gahul, he's the High Inquisitor, and he's sadistic. He's a total psychopath. He's got spies everywhere, and they watch everyone, and they always find potential rebels. They're utterly ruthless. If you're up to no good in this city, they find you, and they find you quick. And then you're never seen or heard from again, most of the time. Every once in a while, they'll mutilate someone and break their mind with horrible tortures and then kick them back out onto the street just to be a lesson to everyone else. But most of the time, when they take you in, that's it for you. You're gone forever at that point. But
what do you think he's doing with the cloak?
well, there are a lot of stories about people saying that Fazan Gahul had this cloak. Don't know how he got it exactly, but some of Fazan's victims, they whisper about it, and it sounds like the same cloak to me. My theory is that Fazan ended up with the cloak somehow, and then these people they tortured and let out told people about it, and that's how the rumors got started. I'm so glad to have you back with me, Chima. I know you'll never leave me again. It's great to see you.
Refill his ale. Refill his wine. But does the cloak have any use that he'd be interested in?
Well, it has some magic, apparently, but most of its magic is locked behind the heritage of the wearer. If you're a descendant of House Asada, they say the cloak has fabulous powers, and it glows, and it's all sorts of drama. But if you don't, if you're not a descendant, which it's believed that there are no more descendants of that house, if you're not a descendant, then it just has minor magical properties, but it's still a prestigious artifact with cultural significance, so it makes sense that these tyrants would want to have such a thing. I don't know, trying to think. I thought maybe I heard something about that, but now I'm having a hard time remembering. I'm so distracted by the joy that I feel having my beloved daughter back. It's hard to concentrate. My shoulder
I'm sure
is
you can remember it.
still sore, even though that dwarf did something to it. And maybe if somebody else tells me another story, it'll jog my memory. That's how these things work, you know.
I'm sure one of my friends would help.
He looks at Kiri and he says, "What about you, young lady? You're a friend of my daughter, eh?" Stuella. Stuella not hear me? Or can she just not talk? Somebody's not paying attention.
Kyria goes on a rampage.
Okay, well, in that case,
She's
Well,
typing.
apparently your friend is a mute of some kind. All right.
She's just a little shy. This is my friend, Kyria. And my other friend, Ramaka.
Ramaka. Yes.
I don't
You're
know
the
if
one that
Zax is still hiding.
Oh, computer's going crazy. Okay. So I don't think she can even hear us then.
Well, where's that dwarf at? Oh, there she is. Couldn't see you over the counter for a minute. Ha! Just kidding. I could totally see you. I was just making fun of the fact that you're short.
Yes, it's very funny.
This guy, this old fucking guy. Those old people that just give no fucks about, you know,
Common sense.
being appropriate in any context.
Anyway, maybe you could tell me a story that would get my mind working again.
I could tell you a story, and she thinks for a minute, about a troublesome little bear.
Wait, is this the same bear?
No! I just
Oh,
remembered it because we were thinking of bear.
a lot of bear stories. I can barely stand it.
He laughs for a little bit
Remarkable.
too long. A little bit too long on the laughter.
Raka laughs with him just to keep him happy. You're so funny!
Yeah, I don't really think you mean it, but that's okay. Tell me your bear story.
This is a little bear cub. And he liked to stay around a farmer's pastures and harass the horses every time they came by. So if the farmer ever rode by to check on his cattle, the little bear cub would jump out from behind the bushes and scare the horse and throw him off his horse. There was nothing that could keep the bear cub away. Nothing at all. Unfortunately for the bear cub, the cattle grew used to seeing it and would follow it around. Until one day, the bear cub grew so scared of all the cattle, they chased it up a tree, and he couldn't come down. And, eventually he learned to keep away from them.
Wow.
I'm not good at stories, guys. This is a real story, by the way. Cows did scare a bear at my farm.
Really? That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So what did the bear do?
Well, he had to stay up there until the cows got bored. And that took quite a while. They can keep their attention for a long time.
Yeah, cows are remarkable creatures. Smarter than people think, you know.
And so gentle, not a single one of them tried to hurt the bear, and when they finally left, he went down. And
Well,
he learned
that's-
not to mess with them again.
That's beautiful. Thank you for that story. That reminds me of something. You know, there was a tailor. His name was Aesir. Aesir the tailor, right? That was his name, Aesir? Yes, Aesir. And he apparently, allegedly, stole something from Lord Darkhope. And something that Lord Darkhope prized. And you know, that's about the same time that Lord Darkhope lost the cloak. So now that I'm putting the two together, maybe this Aesir stole the cloak. But anyway, Aesir was arrested and executed, obviously, after being tortured for a long time, as would anyone be who defies the law here. But, I don't know what would have happened to the cloak after that, but, you know, there is somebody who might know. Aesir's wife, Lysel, she's still alive. She's not a well woman, though. She's kind of broken in her head. She also was tortured badly as a result of Aesir's crime, and she never recovered from it. Poor thing. She just lays in her bed, thrashing about and talking to things that aren't there. She has little understanding of reality from what I'm told. I talked to Mia, her daughter. Mia's a very nice girl. Great seamstress as well. Very sweet. Takes care of her mother. But Lysel was tortured by Fazan Gahul as a result of whatever it is that Aesir stole. So it's possible that that has something to do with the cloak. That's about the best story I could come up with regarding that cloak's current whereabouts.
Oh, where could we find Lysel and Mia?
Oh, well, they have a little shop in the trade district on the west side of the east side of the city. Kind of east toward the south a little bit. You know,
What's it
it's
called?
not hard to find. It's called The Last Stitch. The Last Stitch, yes. I've got a few articles of clothing from there myself. That Mia, very deft hand. Much more skilled than you'd think, given the poverty of the shop and the neighborhood that it's in. I think if she didn't spend so much time taking care of her mother, who is not really able to function on her own, you know. If she didn't spend so much time looking after her mother, I think that Lysel could have a great career with a big, successful seamstress shop. But she's a good daughter, just like you, my daughter, coming home to me after all this time, warming my heart, now that I know I'll get to see you again regularly. Brings me some hope. Anyway, yeah, I can tell you how to get to Lysel's shop. That's easy enough.
Oh, that would be lovely.
I can't guarantee she knows anything, or if she does, I can't guarantee she'll be able to talk to you. I mean, like I said, her mind is pretty much shattered by what she went through, and she doesn't really know reality from the demons that torment her in her head, so whether or not you'll actually be able to get anything out of her is another matter. But why did you say you were looking for this cloak anyway?
Oh, I didn't say anything like that. I'm just curious about it.
Oh, you're just curious. You're not looking for it. Okay, well, it's a strange thing to suddenly be curious about, but okay.
I always liked the love story involved. It's so sad and
Oh, yes, that love story. It is a good
always
story.
made me wonder what might have happened to it.
That Teshar, whose beauty was said to be such that both houses lay down their weapons and wept when she died. And, of course, Misha, her lover. A tale of true tragedy. Say, have you found somebody? You know, you're not getting any younger.
No, not yet. Well, maybe, but...
Wait, maybe? Tell me. Who is this fine man? Or is it a woman? I don't know. I haven't seen you in so long. Who knows what kind of...
Well, I can't tell you yet. Not until I'm sure.
Alright, well, that's fine. I can't wait to hear about him, or her, or whatever. I mean, I hope it's a him, you know. That way you could have kids. If you're carrying on with a woman, I don't know how you're supposed to carry on the family line like that, but whatever, you're free to do what you want.
Well, I think in that case, one would maybe adopt an orphan, or...
Oh. But you... Oh, maybe, I guess. If you want to take in some little street rat.
Well, I didn't say that's what I was gonna do. I just...
Well, you can do what you want. I don't... I'm not in charge of you. I thought you were dead, and I gave up the idea of being your father long ago. Don't even know how to be your father again now, but we'll have time to figure it out now that you're back, won't we?
Well, no matter what happens, you'll always be a father.
Oh. Well, thank you. Thank you, sweetheart. So, what other stories do you want to hear? I can go all night.
Oh, no. I don't want you to tire yourself.
Well, I could use some rest. You know, it really took a lot out of me being assaulted by a big old owl bear after it broke into my house, and... Where did that thing go, anyway?
Oh, he's just giving you some space. He doesn't want to scare you. He's really a nice guy.
Brian just typed hoot hoot motherfucker in Discord.
Well, are you staying here tonight? I got an extra cot. I can sleep on that and give you my bed. It's not the most comfortable, but you know.
Oh, no, you should sleep in your bed. But yes, we wouldn't want to go out this late. It's too dangerous. We could get in trouble.
Oh, right. You're not supposed to be. How did you even get here at this time, actually, now that I think about it?
We got lucky, but I wouldn't want to test that again.
Oh, no, you can't. You can't even think about her. I mean, if you do one thing wrong in this city, you'll be done for. You'd better be as careful as you can be, not to get in any trouble, because I would be heartbroken if you were taken into the House of Pain by that crazy person, Fazan Gahul.
Oh, don't even speak of such things.
All right, good.
But if you're tired, you should go to bed.
Oh, well, it has been a big day. Long night and a lot going on. I guess I could use some sleep. But in the morning, we'll tell some more stories. I'll just close the shop for the day. We could spend all day telling stories and catching up.
Well, of course, we'll talk in the morning.
All right, then. Well, I don't know how many of your friends are going to stay here, but I've only got one little cot.
Don't worry, we've been traveling for a long time. We have bedrolls, and we're used to sleeping on hard ground.
Okay.
Besides, we're young.
Yeah, you're young. You young kids can go through anything, can't you? Well, help yourself to anything you find. There's not much food, but, you know, take what you need. We'll see you in the morning.
Good night. Good night.
I love you. I love you, daughter. Chima. Sleep well.
I hug him.
Alright, he hugs you back. And seems grateful. So, yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it for now. So you've gotten a lead. You're staying the night at the leather shop, right? Until morning,
Yes.
so you can avoid
Or
the guards.
until just before morning. We're not sure yet.
we should probably leave before he wakes up.
I don't know. Especially if we have to come back to the city, it might be a good contact.
To keep pretending that you're his long-lost daughter?
Oh,
Well-
that's so sweet.
That seems like a really bad decision.
Is it worse to just abandon the guy? I don't
He
even
could've-
know.
Just
he could've
bring a
thought
bit
it
of
was
joy into his life.
He could have thought it was all a dream.
Yeah, we may need to convince him it's all a dream. Somehow.
All right.
Think
Well,
you could use your
I
mind
don't
removal
know.
ability.
But yeah, because that worked well the first time.
so we'll think about it between now and next week. You can think about how you want to proceed from here.
So
But that's gonna do it for this week. You had a question?
yeah, so where is Valinor? I thought he was trying to get here with the rat.
The rat hasn't showed up yet, as far as I know.
The rat's not going to show up because you sent it a psychic message telling it to go to Old Jeps instead. So I'm gonna say that Valinor can hang out there all night without getting harassed by another guard after that one guard who very harassed him.
Well, I mean, no, he won't stay there all night. If I think after several hours the rat still hasn't shown up, then he'll make his way to Jeps.
Okay. Alright, so we'll pick up from there next time. So anyway, that was quite a session. A lot of crazy stuff took place.
So you say that the other group had a more pedestrian approach.
Yeah, it was a little simpler.
Is pedestrian the correct terminology?
So anyway, Baba, what was your favorite moment today?
I really like when Ramaka rolled a 1 on a bluff.
Oh, classic.
Yeah,
Classic.
I really liked that. It was just kind of like, it was perfect.
So convincing. What are you looking forward to finding out or doing in the future, in the next going forward?
I think I'm looking forward to getting out of the spooky city.
It's not a good city.
No, it's not.
So, Brian, what was your favorite moment?
I mean, out of character, 100% Kava's, oh shit, Ramaka's a dwarf.
That was so good. It was so good.
The timing was just so perfect on that. Like the sudden realization. Oh wait,
His
it
long
was
lost.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Wait, maybe his wife was a dwarf.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
you had me
because
rolling.
the thing was, like, I knew I had to make a narrative declaration, but I didn't know what it was going to be until I said it, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like, I'm
No,
like,
yeah.
shit, you rolled a 1, this is going really badly. Okay, I need to make a narrative declaration. I had no idea what that was. And then that was literally the first thing that came into my mind.
Yeah, no, we were definitely getting to the well crud. I think we may actually have to kill him at some point tonight.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
That would have given you some different ways to orchestrate the plot for us.
Oh yeah, that would have caused some interesting circumstances. What was your in character or about what happened in game
Sort of,
favorite
like
moment?
in the game, I would say probably my favorite moment was the entire like vaudevillian act to distract the guard who was leading us to this shop so that we could steal back all of the gold that we bribed him with and then some.
That was good.
That whole scene was a lot of fun.
That was brilliant.
That whole scene was successful.
It did. It worked.
It
So
was. It worked.
What are you looking forward to, Ryan, in the game? What?
It's like we have one more lead and then.
It's like your mic is going away sometimes.
Oh, that's weird. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying it sounds like, we have one more lead to follow up on and then out of the city. So I'm looking forward to that. Just finishing up our work here.
Cool. Stoila, what was your favorite moment?
A lot of the session from technical issues, but I really enjoyed that whole, just everyone failing at everything leading up to the narrative declaration that fixed everything.
Yeah, it was a giant mess. Yeah, you had huge technical difficulties this time, so that kind of helped hurt your ability to participate a lot of the time, but that one scene was really good though. So what are you looking forward to, Stoila?
Getting out of this city. I feel like across the board, you just want to leave.
All right. Kava, what was your favorite moment?
Yeah, I really enjoyed being able to use my fate points finally for something. And also earlier, it was fun when Valinar finally started realizing that, hey, Sky is actually missing, something is wrong, and just role-playing that was fun.
Yeah, that was good. You role-played that really well, your reaction. Yeah, the fate points, that was actually a perfect narrative declaration. That's exactly how it should be used. You guys have a lot of fate points. Kyria has 12, Zax has 6, Valinar has 8, Ashani has 9, Ramaka has 8. So you guys all have possibilities to do that sort of thing when you think of something that you think would make the story more interesting or whatever. What are you looking forward to in the game? Kava?
Tracking down the Malogaran.
Ah, right, of course. That has become more urgent than it was before. And, Val, what was your favorite moment?
Honestly, I felt like this whole session overall was really fun.
It was... barely anything got done. I mean, I thought you guys were going to be talking to old Jep in the first 20 minutes. So, it went way off the rails, but it was super fun. It was super fun. So there wasn't one moment that stuck out to you?
I liked the vaudeville part, too.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of a fun puzzle to figure out.
What are you looking forward to?
Getting out of this city of awful, awful dirt and grime and filth and danger.
Yeah, Mintar's not a place that you're gonna want to visit again for fun, right? Like, hey, let's go back and visit Mintar. That place was rad.
No.
Saito says, regardless of what she says, her favorite part was meeting Korg again.
That did surprise me.
Well, he was able to be a little bit helpful at least.
Yeah.
And so was the rat. Who was happy to see the rat come back? Nobody?
I love her.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so anyway, that's gonna do it for this week. I'm glad everybody had fun. I had a great time. I laughed so hard this episode.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I laughed a lot during this one.
So
Yeah,
thanks
this is-
everybody
this
for
was-
coming.
Yeah.
And thanks for hosting.
Yeah, thanks for the game.
Yeah.
Sure thing, sure thing. So we'll see you back here next week.
Yeah.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Woo.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. See you all next week.
See y'all. Bye.
Have a
See
good
you,
night,
everybody.
guys.
Oh, wait.
Well, wait.
Was there some conversation that we were going to have as a group at the beginning, and then I don't remember what it was?
Yeah.
Stoila was gonna do like the introduction thing or whatever she wanted to say about her game.
Oh, yeah. Okay, actually, let me end my recording, my YouTube recording really fast, and then we'll do that. So that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Dungeons & Dragons, The Sands of Slavery, Heavy Roleplay, 4th Edition, Calimshan Campaign.